Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. And we'll be starting in about, well, just over 5 minutes. But as ever, if you've, I don't know, any questions or any comments, do let me know. I'm happy to start a bit of a conversation in the with and in the chat. And well, we'll get going soon. These video clips make me miss skiing. It's been too long since I've been. Ha! Well done, Berkeley. Yes, waiting screen is something I finally got round to updating it. I had the same one for rather a long time, but I've now gone in and put in a load of more recent, more up to date video clips. So it's a slightly more I don't know. I was going to say a slightly more accurate representation of what the channel's about, but given that it's been a good few years since I've actually been skiing, I'm not sure I can really claim that. Still, it's awesome enough that I want to keep it in there. And I've changed which skiing video it is from the one I had up there before. Good. I'm glad it was noticeable because I put a little bit of effort in. I mean, it doesn't take that much time and effort to create a new one of these videos because all of the effort has already gone into making the videos that I edited in. Yeah, I was practicing doing no barrel rolls, Eskimo rolls, and it seemed a lot nicer to do that in a friend's swimming pool than in the river or in the canal because the water's actually warm and clean and just generally nice. Yeah, it was good fun. Oh, and here's some more kayaking as well. On my way back home from the pub. And what better way to go to and from the pub than by kayak? It's getting a bit chilly these days though, so it's not quite as appealing as it was before that back then. This video actually, the one we're seeing there with the kayaking, went live on Tuesday of this week. So yeah, Eskimo rolls on the way back from the pub would probably go badly, especially as the water would be a lot colder and I'd not be concentrating quite as well. Want to do more track days as well, but my car's off waiting to be repaired at the moment, so that's going to be tricky. I want to go on holiday as well, but you know, can't do that all the time. Yeah, we've had a lot of weather over the last few days. Everything from thunder to sunny skies to torrential downpours. Basically, it feels like we've had pretty much everything except snow. It's still warm enough that we're not going to get any snow though. Good arbitrary time of day, Gort. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, not it's not really summer anymore. It's always weird. September often is sort of quite nice and quite summery, but this year not so much. This year, as soon as September arrived, it just got wet and not cold, but it's got definitely cooler. It doesn't feel like summer anymore. Whereas often September's sort of quite nice, but yeah, not so much this time. Boom. Yes, that was a nice bit of downhill. It was a we'd gone over up a massive hill, and so that meant we got to then go down a massive hill afterwards. The video was also sped up a bit, so it was even more crazy fast. Oh, nearly time. Now, if I was really smooth, I'd time it so there was a DSP clip just as I was getting started. I think it might be quite close, but I think this is probably going to end just before. But maybe I'll flick over it. Oh, there we go, back to the skiing. So, hello everyone, welcome to Laurence Plays, and because it's Wednesday, that means it's time for some Dyson Sphere program. Let's see if I can get the railgun to shoot us in the face. There we go. Ooh, tiny bit off. Maybe over here. Oh, it's going upwards. Of course it is, because it's tracking the sun. So yes, last week, what happened last week? Well, actually, last week I built up this system here, which is firing out the solar sails out into orbit, and it's doing them like that. There goes one, and and another one, and it's firing them all out to create this this ring of them over here round the sun. So we're getting a decent number up here. I wouldn't like to say exactly how many, or even whether I'm replacing them as fast as they did, whether they die. But this is one of the sort of the big things that I did, and this should mean, I think, that I'm now able to start trying to get solar power up and working. Or when I say solar power, I mean some sort of beam power. So each one of these solar sails, I believe, although I haven't actually got this working yet, I believe each one of these is a solar panel that collects the sunlight and then we'll beam it back down onto the planet over here, so we can then collect it and start using it to actually power the factories. I did notice when I was looking at it, how do I play this game? This isn't Factorio. That the Ray receiver, this thing, says it only produces 6 megawatts. However, people have said the box text is a little bit inaccurate, so maybe it's 6 megawatts per solar sail that connects to it, or something like that. I don't know. We shall find out. So I'll start making some of these. There's quite a lot of stuff that goes into that, but it's all stuff I've already got, so that should be okay. So start making some of these, put them down, and I guess we'll see what happens. Now, obviously, they're only going to work during or at least I assume they're only going to work when the solar sails are above the horizon and visible and that sort of thing. So we'll only be able to generate power some of the time from those. But, well, I don't know. I don't really know. We shall see. So let's start trying to make one of those. So I want to start off with an assembly machine, which is in here somewhere, one of those. Now let's leave a decent amount of space because this needs lots of different things that we're not using anywhere else. So we'll put that down there. And what do we actually need for this? I want to make a beam receiver majigger, which is this. No, it's a matrix lab. This thing. Power receiver. Right. So for this we need steel, silicon, photon combiners, these things. Okay, so we'll bring them around the back maybe, or perhaps I should be putting these onto the bus. We'll bring them around the back and then decide whether I want to put them onto the bus later. Now these engine things, is that a hardened? Yeah. Oh, a supermagnetic ring. I think I'm not making those. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. I thought it was a thruster, but no, actually it's a supermagnetic ring. So that's another thing that I need to build. So okay, that's fine. We'll get started on that. And I suppose what I'm going to try and do is work gradually towards getting all the bits and pieces together. Well, I think power is very worth having, but then I'll work towards having some of the bits and pieces I need for whatever the next science pack is, because that's always a good idea. Bring this to here and then down that. And I think that should allow me to bring these along here while still able to get the any other resources underneath here should I need to later. So that's those ones. None of this is powered, but that's fine. I can deal with that later. So okay, now I need steel and I need silicon. Yes, I'd say British weather is mostly... It's generally pretty good because we're a very, very sort of temperate country. We don't, at least until global warming really kicked in relatively recently, we never got particularly extreme weather. And we still don't really. Our idea of extreme is when it gets to the mid-30s, and every time that happens, the Americans and other countries mock us and say, why are you complaining about this weather? This is a lovely day in whatever obscure place I live in. The thing they don't really realise is that because traditionally we've always been a cold country, it's very much a it's not how we're not used to those sort of temperatures. Where's the silicon? I want to try and get these belts correct. Yeah, so we don't have things like air conditioning in every home and that sort of thing. So when it gets into the 30s, it's a bit of a shock. Where is the silicon? I've lost it. It must come out. Yeah, it comes up this thing. Comes down here. Oh, okay, it's all the way down here. All right, fine. That's all right then. In that case, I'll have this come over as the second one and bring it over to here. But yeah, generally, I mean, yes, it might rain a bit, but that means we don't have water shortages. It might be a little bit windy sometimes. We occasionally get, you know, things like a thunderstorm, but generally, yeah, it has clement weather that we don't need. That just generally isn't too much of a serious issue for anything. Yes, it does rain a certain amount, but it's not quite as bad as we imply. We just like to complain. It's one of those things. Where was that silicon? I did find it earlier. There it is. Yes, it is that one. It's a belt from there, straight across here like this, and then I should be able to just about squeeze in another splitter here. It's not going to be in quite the right place, actually. What I should have done is probably brought this one over down this row and then put this one after it. But you know, never mind. I've put this in here now, so let's do things the interesting way, because it'll be an adventure. But that means that can't go there. It's going to need room to go up even higher. So we'll get rid of a couple of bits of belt from here. Then we'll put in one of these like that. Then some more belt. Belt goes in there. Belt comes out here and immediately goes up to here. And then we can go this way, and we can drop down one on the way over. And then when we get to, I want to say here, but I can't really tell because of the 3D-ishness. Probably there. Then we can drop down all the way down to ground level along here. Excellent. And then I can put in another inserter across here. Yeah, exactly. I mean, perfect weather, I would say, is low to mid-20s, and that's glass. Oh, no, I got it in the right place. The glass is going that way, the silicon is going that way. Phew, I kind of panicked myself there. Yeah, low to mid-20s I'd say is perfect. And ideally with a sort of reasonably nice amount of sun, and that's just comfortable weather. Oh, once you get much hotter than that, then yeah, it just starts to get a bit unpleasant. And so actually today has been about high of about 20, so that's been quite nice. How are we doing? So we've got steel, silicon, wibbly things I've got, but I haven't started loading in yet. Processors. Where are processors? They're being made somewhere around here. I know. Oh, there they are. These sort of yellowy, orangey things. And there's a belt coming over to here. Okay, so that means another belt, but we need to put down a splittometron over here, and that's going to be in the water, so I'll need to put down some foundations first, which is this one. So I'm starting to run out of these things. Let's put that there, because then we'll get a nice big area. Splittometron, like that, I think. Let's put it there, and then we can run the belt from here to here, up, run the belt out to here-ish, then down and across there. Right, so now there's just these super magnetic rings. Now, where do they come from? They're obviously a component. So they come from in here. Supermagnetic rings are apparently not a thing oh, no, there they are. Supermagnetic rings. So that's a motor and a magnet and a carbon. I don't think I've made these. I don't know. I've just got this feeling that they feel familiar, but I think I'm thinking of the boosters, which are also a cylinder with a blue light in them. So yeah, because I made them. Yeah, I'm making the turbines here, the big motors here, and there's nowhere for there's nowhere they could be going. Right. Okay. So in that case. That means come over here. I'll put in another assembly machine. Again, with a bit of a gap, because we're going to have quite a lot of stuff coming in here. So we'll put that one there. Then we can tell this one to make... where are they? Those. And so we need the big motor, magnets, and carbon. Now, big motors are happening... Is it this one? Yes, here. So I can run this... Wait, that's high up. Not high. Go low. There we go, that's better. Let's bring that to, if we bring that to about here, then I can take one of these and, no, take one of these and put it in here, or at least I could if I hadn't run out of them. Okay, let's go and get some more splitters, and while I'm at it, let's get some more belts as well, because I've been absolutely ripping through those. There's splitters. Whoop. Splitters. Yoink. and belts. Belts are over. Belts are way over here at the end. Here we go. Belts. Take several thousand of those. Oh, there's only 600. Why is there only 600? Is there a problem with my belt production? Or is it just that I've been using them up so quickly? No, I think it's just that I've been using them up so quickly. This machine hasn't had time to build as many as I actually need. Okay, let's nip back over again. I'm going to need to charge up as well. Have I left my charging things up anywhere? No, I've got them in my inventory. Awesome. Okay, so let's have a quick charge of the batteries while I think about what I need to do next. So put these down, please. 5 is probably enough. In fact, 5 is probably more than my base can deal with the amount of power I've got available. So, yes, over here, we want to put in another one of these. I'm learning. I've stopped trying to use Q to select things in the world. So getting this gradually. Let's put one of those in over there. Then we need a belt carrying the magnets, which I can't see because it's got dark, and also I'm looking at it at a silly angle. I think those are coils, though. No, those are motors. Right, those are the coils. Oh, just +5. Okay, good. I've made my ships bigger. That's good. Okay, I've got full power now. Let's do this the easy way and go over here and look for where the magnets are actually going. So somewhere over here, I'm making the magnets. I don't know if I'm actually passing them all the way along the bus though, because I don't think I need a huge number of them. Steel is in short supply. I might need to expand that. So it's cogs. Is that? There we go. There's magnets. Right. They're slightly. Lots of the things are slightly hard to identify because they're all in boxes that kind of look the same. How high do I need to go? That high. Okay. And then can we go back all the way back down again? Yes. Nice. And then all the way over there, yonder. This is how I get through massive quantities of belts. We put all of them down over there, as we have. Right, let's keep going this way then. I'll leave the research for a moment and let this belt fill back up again, because at the moment I feel like I've been possibly slightly overusing the research matrons. To be honest, I don't know what I want right now. Actually, if I went in there and looked, I'm sure I could find some stuff where I go, oh, that's cool. I'd like some of that, please. But for now, let's just carry on with the basics. So this comes over here, and then out to about. Let's put it out to there, and then stop flying around, and then try and work out where I want to put the splitters. So this one is going to be feeding over to here, so that's easy enough. Let's do that first because it's easy. And then out there. This is high up, isn't it? Yes, it is. Good. Over to about here, and then down into that. Right, so that's that one done. The next one is going to be this one, so we're going to need this to be about here. So let's put down some foundation there, and in fact there as well, because I want to see if there's room for one of these to go in here, in this sort of gap here. Yes, there is. So if we can put that there. Yes, that is right. I think. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, it is. Good. And then we can have another belt coming out of there, going to here, down, in. So that's the. What was that? That was the magnets. What else was I think? What else did I need? So I've got motors here, yeah, and magnets, and carbon is the other thing. Now the energized carbon is a thing that I've got quite a long way down the bus. I think it's this thing I keep needing. Yeah, here it is. So from there, as usual, extend the bus way along here like this. Welcome to Laurence spends all his time building massive long conveyor belts because that's how factory games are played. Or at least that's how I play factory games. I know there's a lot of people who play Factorio with really heavy bot use instead of using belts everywhere. I'm not one of those people. I much prefer the belt heavy style of doing everything because I feel it's more Factorio-y. And I'm also aware that I'm not currently playing Factorio, but I'm essentially playing Dyson Sphere program in a very Factorio way. I'm making the same sort of bus and then everything coming off from the bus. So yeah, it's kind of the same game, kind of not. Over there, like that. Build. Right, and now along here, let's charge up again, and then I'll pick up all of these massive construction power doohickeys along here, and I can put in some normal power poles. So what have we got? I can't really tell what's missing them, but I think if I put one, okay, I'm going to need to demolish at least a couple of these because they're in. I said I'm going to demolish a couple of these because they're in the way. Then I'm going to get the power poles back out again. And I think if I put one here, it's going to cover everything, nearly everything. We shall see. I'm going to need a load of inserters as well in here. Okay, so we're going to need, along here, we need those being put in there, we need these being put in, these being put in there. Did that go? Yes, it did go. These are to go in there. What? No, not there. That. I built these in the wrong place. I built them all in the wrong place actually. I came across too far at the on the horizontal before I started to go back down again. Not that one. No. Okay. So this is the correct place to do it. So I think, yeah, let's take one more off each of these, and then do the same with these because they're just a bit wrong. There we go. And now, in theory, I can come from here. No. Stop being dismantled. There we go. Remantle. Bring that down to here. Bring that one down to here. There we go. That looks much better. Bring that one down to here. And bring that one down. Right. Now I can try and do this again. Over here. Yep, that's feeding in there. Do we want those in there as well? I think we might. That's going the wrong way. What? Who did this? That shouldn't be there. That should be going the other way. Get it right. Come on. So one of these from here to here. There we go. That's better. And now one of these all over here somewhere because we've run out of power again. Right. What are you missing? What makes you sad? Nothing. Great. You've got everything. Oh no, wait. That was right the first time. I got confused as to where everything was going. So actually, that should be an inserter going from there to there. And now we've made a couple. So you should now have some of these. You've got 3 of them. Okay, good. It's 4 of them, but you need more than that, obviously. You need 20 of them. Bloody hell. Okay, well we'll just leave this. We'll just leave this running for a bit because this is going to take a while. Sorry, which bit was the very Factorio problem? Machines. I don't know. Oh, I've put these too far back. I've lined them up with these machines rather than these machines. Oh well, never mind. The bus seems to have moved a little bit further back. Oops. Never mind. Okay, so this is, well, it's got 14 now. I wanted to make one so that I can put it down, have a look, see how it works, just make sure it does what I expect it to do, because I'm fully aware that I don't know how to play this game very well. So what I assume is the obvious way for something to work might not be how it works. So we'll see in a moment. So, while we're waiting, let me take a moment to advertise our Lord and Saviour. The sponsor for this channel is trefoil.be. They provide game hosting servers essentially. So they're providing the hosting service for our regular Monday Factorio with Space Exploration and Crestorio 2. They also, I don't think they do Dyson Sphere program servers because it's not a multiplayer game, but they do also do Factorio and a number of other things as well. So yeah, check them out if you need a server, and use the code Laurence Plays to get 20% off your orders. And yeah, and to make everyone happy, including me. Right, let's put this here, see what happens. Bloomp.
You built a ray receiver.
I did.
Which can receive the high-energy rays transmitted from the Dyson Sphere and directly input them to the power grid. However, caused by the ray receiving efficiency, the ray receiver's requested power will be larger than the documented output power of the Dyson Sphere.
What?
You can keep it working or upgrade technologies to increase the ray receiving efficiency.
Now, I understand the concept of having limited efficiency, but I'm not quite sure it's phrasing quite well. The ray receiving efficiency, your ray receiver's requested power will be larger than the document. I'm not sure that entirely makes sense, but I'm going to assume what it actually means is that you're pulling in more power from the that you're using more power from your Dyson Swarm than you're actually receiving in the ray receiver. Activated receiver, solved the problem of receiving energy. Its activation has taken solar energy to a whole new level. Hurrah! What are you doing? You are producing 2.67 megawatts. Lovely. Oh, okay. So you can use power generation mode where it produces power, or photon generation where it where it produces, I don't know, passes photons out through the through this output port on it here. Okay, fair enough. That seems reasonable. Power generation is presumably going to be dropping because I think it's now basically nighttime. Yeah, so I'm standing there. We are now pointing. Where's the sun? Oh, the sun's over there. Yeah, we're pointing pretty much away from the sun now, so I think we probably have very, very limited receiving abilities. Yeah, in fact, he's gone completely dead now, gone completely to sleep. Okay, I mean that's fine. I wasn't expecting it to work during the night. Ray receiving efficiency, 30% efficiency receiving. So does that mean no? Because it was receiving about a max output is 6 megawatts, so we need to have about 20 megawatts of power being produced by the Dyson Swarm in order to provide this with its 6 megawatts. I'm guessing. I feel like I need to wait for day to come round, swing round again, and put that down again. The other thing I was thinking though is the North Pole at the moment has sunlight basically all the time because it's Northern Hemisphere summer clearly. Because the planet is, if we look at it like this, planet is slightly is tilted a bit, and it's currently tilted towards the sun. So my thought is, if I put one on the South Pole, now it's probably not going to get any power at all. Let's have a look though. Map mode. Yeah, because I don't think it's tall enough to stick itself back out into a point where it can see the sun. So I think what I'm going to need to do is have multiple of these on scattered around the equator in order to always get power from them. So I'll put one probably up here somewhere in this general area. Not here because I'm going to want more things in there to fire out solar sails. And then probably one way over here as well. So most of the time, at least one of them will be working. Or maybe could put it up here because this is further round. Or I could actually just run a string of pylons all the way around the entire planet in order to ensure that I can just hook into it wherever I want. That might be a more sensible idea, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get lots of pylons and just put them all the way around the planet. What could possibly go wrong? And then I'll come back and get some more of those machines once it's actually made some of them, and we can go and put even more of them out. Now, where's the where am I making pylons? Are you a pylon or are you a? Yes, you're a pylon. I say pylon, it calls them Tesla towers. It's the same thing. I think I might actually put in a box here as well, so we can make a few more pylons at a time. I don't think I need a lot of them, but I think having more than sort of the 15 that fit in there would be a good idea. So let's take an inserter across there, plump, and I don't need 30 stacks, but maybe 2 stacks would be a good number. I think that's probably sensible. Okay, so I've got 21 of them. Let's see how far I get with 21 pylons. And the amount of power I've got in my mech as well. So we'll put one of these here. I said we'll put one of them, and then we'll just keep going in a straight line round the almost. Why is it not putting them? Why does this game not work? Don't put that there. That's stupid. Right. So I want to click and drag to keep putting them down at the required interval, but that is not a thing apparently. So I'm gonna have to do these all individually and manually. That's quite annoying. Now, do I go round the lake or through the lake? I think I probably go round the lake. So I'm gonna put one there, one there, one there, and then back on the line over here now. There. So as we go along here, eventually I will get to the point, hopefully, where the sun never sets on the Dyson Sphere Empire. I can build these all the way around the. I'm probably not actually on the equator. I think this thicker line here might be the equator, but it's close enough that there's going to always be power around here, I think. No, pylons isn't it? Pylons is English. I'm very happy calling them pylons because that's what we call them in English. I assumed actually that the power pole was American because various games seem to use it. But if that's interesting to hear that you'd say that Americans would say would also say pylons. Maybe they've got it right for once. Technically, I should call them Tesla towers or power towers or something like that because that's what they actually are. But that seems slightly silly, and I'm not going to. I suppose I'm trying to think. Maybe do we call? I'm trying. Oh, I've run out. Okay, so I've got quite a lot. I've got quite a long way around the planet. I think. I don't know. I feel like I've got quite a long way around the planet. Maybe half. Okay, so I've now done about half the way around the planet. So that means if I whack another one of the receivers in over here, then I should be able to have solar power just about all the time. Oh right, okay, all right. If you're just trying to wind me up, then that's perfectly acceptable. All right, let's go back and see how many solar receivers we've made at this point. It still bothers me a bit that they only seem to make 6 megawatts each. That feels a bit pathetic, given that the base has requirements of about 10 times that. But let's have a look in the research actually while I think of it. Maybe I can come in here and I can do lots of upgrades to the solar receiver. Yeah, ray transmission. No, ray transmission efficiency won't help because that only improves the efficiency. It's not going to improve the amount of power we get from these things. Just research speed, vein utilization, vertical construction. It may just be that you only ever get 6 megawatts from these things, but it's basically free, so you're just expected to make a buttload of them. So let's activate some of these and get a bit of these up and running. I know I said I'd wait for some more of the yellow science to develop first, but actually I think I don't want to wait, so we'll do that. Ooh, this could be quite useful. It's a lot of science though. We'll leave it for now on that much. But yeah, it's very disappointing I think that that the ray receivers only generate 6 megawatts each, unless there's something over here. Ray receiver using oh, there we go. We can put in a graviton lens to increase the maximum output power. Okay, well, all right then. In that case, if it's something that we're going to be upgrading later, then I'm okay with that. So having it as a relatively small amount now that we're going to upgrade later on, that's fine. I can deal with that. So how many of these have we got? We've got 6 of them now in total. So I'm going to pull that one up, and I'm going to put them. Where's the thing that we're probably not going to need in large quantities? I mean, I think we're going to need everything in significant quantities at some point. But what are you making? We're making circuit. Okay, over here, this is something we're not going to need very many of. So I'm going to put down some of the receivers. Where are they? What are you? You're geothermal power. It's not a research thing. It's a oh, Dyson Sphere program thing. There we go. So put down some of these here because I think this is an area where I'm not going to need to put in more anythings. 3 here. Then I need to charge the mech up, and then I'll fly off to the other end of the doohickey and get a load more. And get another 3 put down on basically on the other side of the planet. Yeah, this is again doing the thing where it won't let you put them down by dragging, which is a little bit annoying. Hello, the Av. Well, welcome. I'm still not sure whether to call you Av or Ave or Ave or I don't know. If you can tell me how to do which one I should be calling you in the form of text, then I shall be both quite impressed and then try and remember to call you that. Right, which is the quicker? Well, it's halfway around the planet. It doesn't matter which way I go. Let's go this way. Sorry, I didn't say hello when you said hi on Twitch, but I did see it. I promise. I was just busy ranting about something else or talking about something. I don't know. Probably complaining about how little power you get from these Dyson these beam receiver jobbies. But if I come back round here to this point, and then I can have the other 3 of them can go in over here, and the hope is that at least one of the sets of 3 will always have suitable levels of power. Now, that isn't guaranteed. Are they? Okay, great. I'll try and remember that. This isn't guaranteed because sometimes we go behind this planet, and when we're behind that, we are obviously completely shadowed off from the sun, and that's when we stop firing out these little things, solar generation units. So we will eventually disappear behind here and stop getting the power. But until then, at least we'll have a decent amount of power being made. So, does it tell me anywhere? Yeah, it did tell me somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where. How much power my Dyson Swarm is creating. Ooh, good. That's nice. Oh, here we go. Dyson Sphere status. Right, we're trying to get. We need 64 megawatts to keep everything happy, and we're producing 11 at the moment. So, okay, we need to multiply the size of the Dyson Sphere by 6. So, I mean, we're working on that. We are gradually building up the number of those solar cells we've got out there, and then from there I'll and then we'll yeah. So yeah, I'll keep firing them out there, but I'm aware that they're going to start failing eventually, and they've got a limited lifespan. It's about, I'm guessing it's probably about 5 or 10 minutes at the moment. So we'll need to start launching them at a slightly faster rate in order to get the amount of power that I think we're going to want. So let's do that. Hey, Craig Enix, thank you. I'm glad you welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining the stream. Yes, it's a sort of yeah, the Factorio is basically the big draw for my channel, I think. But yeah, I think Dyson Sphere program should appeal to the same sort of people because it basically is a 3D Factorio game, but with a bit more of an emphasis on space stuff. So rather than Satisfactory, which simply is a 3D Factorio as far as I can tell, there's a bit more. I was going to say depth, which is an entertaining thing to say about a 3D game. There's a little bit more of that in it, but it's got various other differences. It's also, I think I will have to admit, it is also quite a lot prettier than Factorio with the all the 3D stuff and all of the and all the lighting effects and that sort of thing. It is a very pretty game. I do appreciate that much of it. Mostly so far, the challenges I've experienced have been, a lot of them have been related to the control system because it's different to Factorio. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not Factorio. Of course, it's going to be different, and it's 3D, so it has to have various things like that are a bit different. But oh, I'm going to need these over here as well. Might be tricky. But yeah, I'm certainly enjoying playing it. So can cautiously recommend. How long are my inserters? Will it go all the way from there to there? No, it won't. That's too far. You know what? Let's do this. Let's put in that machine boop, 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 here and worry about getting stuff in and out in a moment. So we need to then I can put in an inserter across here from there to there like that. There we go. Oh, that button. Okay. Ooh, that's lots of information. Generation capacity 11 megawatts. Cool. I'll have to have a bit more of a look at that. Optimized solar cell memory. What? Oh, I see. Okay. Lots of stuff there. Yeah, I think I have to say I think it probably is prettier than Factorio. I mean, Factorio does look nice. I'm very fond of Factorio, as you're very well aware if you spent more than 5 minutes on this channel. But I think the 3D-ishness and all that sort of shenaniganery does give this a certain amount of a bonus there. Why are these not passing across? Why? Okay, you are building just slowly. Sure, because we're filling up both these machines from there. That's okay. I can go with that. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say the Factorio is certainly not an ugly game, but I think this does beat it on the prettiness scales. I'm afraid the 3D-ness and having sort of the real-time lighting and all that sort of thing, it enables it to be a bit prettier. I'm afraid. Sorry, I know it's heresy, but yeah. Factorio, I would say, is still the better game, but this one is prettier. What else do I need? So steel is nearby as well. Here's steel. Oh, awesome! I'm glad I left this with a bit of room here for stuff like this to go on. bring this over here and in here, and then delete a couple of bits of that. There we go. Yeah, I'm splitting my attention between Factorio and Dyson Sphere program, which is probably not the best idea because I do keep getting confused with my with what the controls for various things are, especially because playing both of them is kind of confusing. But you know, it works out reasonably well most of the time, and I don't get too confused. And it means that the friends I'm playing with don't have to be streaming 2 or 3 times a week with me if I play other games as well. So it enables them to have, you know, their own sort of social lives and or busyness, real life stuff going on without having to drop everything because oh no, we've got to go and play games with Laurence again. But I do like playing playing it multiplayer. It means there's other people to do some of the stuff, which means there's a bit more potentially more variety. If I get bored of something, then I can go off and do something different, or there's a fairly high chance that somebody else will actually want to go and do it, or will find that particular challenge interesting. And also, there's people to talk to when I'm playing, and that's one of the things I like about streaming as well. Is that it's kind of like playing a single player game, but with friends to chat to at the same time, and that doesn't really happen in real life because nobody particularly wants to watch someone playing a game over their shoulder, and yet when it's a stream, it's somehow more interesting and people and gets a lot more attention. So I think I really like I'm really enjoying streaming because it means it's like gaming, but it's more sociable. Even when I don't necessarily have people around to play a multiplayer game with. So yeah, I think I'm definitely enjoying it and intend to continue. Put some of these down, please. Slightly weird thing about Dyson Sphere program is that everything is done by construction bots. You can't put things down yourself. You can demolish buildings yourself, but absolutely every bit of building you do is done by your construction bots. And they've got quite a long range, which is nice. And they're quite quick. So it doesn't feel like a hardship, except sometimes when you start to run low on power, then it can be a little bit annoying. Or the fact that you have to worry about there's a power management inside your mech suit as well. I say suit, it's just is a mech. So you see I'm running out of energy in my mech. There's my battery power at the bottom there. And yeah, okay, you do get that a bit in Factorio as well, but you don't get it when you're just sort of walking around or looking around. I suppose you do get it when you're walking around if you're using the exoskeletons. But yeah, if it's more of a thing in Dyson Sphere program. Right, so here we go. I can now I can now charge up my charge the mech back up again, and it goes reasonably well, reasonably quickly. So it's not too bad. Now, have you got everything you need? Are you a happy bunny? No, you haven't got any gears yet, but here they come. All right, so that's sorted. Hey, social life, yeah, no, I'd like to think I have at least a bit of a social life. It goes reasonably well. It sometimes happens. You can tell when my social life is taken over because my stream schedule gets disrupted or I don't release quite as many videos. But at the moment things are reasonably quiet. Although that said, I'm out the next 3 nights. No, next four nights doing miscellaneous social things. Some of it's family, so I don't know whether it counts or not, and a lot of it's theatre, so you know that definitely counts. Okay, yeah, streaming is, as I say, streaming is good fun. I would recommend it. I'd say the most important thing about streaming is to find yourself a niche. Why are we not getting any of these through? Is find yourself a niche, because if you can find something you're streaming that nobody else is, or at least not very many people are, and you can do it better, then that's where you tend to get your big viewership from. For me, that was space exploration. There aren't very many people streaming space exploration, and at one point I was basically the only person doing late game space exploration content. So that meant a lot of people would come over to watch my streams because it was content you basically couldn't find anywhere else. So that got me a good boost, a good start, and off to a very good start. And the rest is, as I say, is history. So. And that's basically where my channel has been completely built on Factorio space exploration. I'm trying to branch out a little bit for variety and for sort of future proofing and stuff like that. But the big one initially was very much space exploration. What do you need? Okay, you need these motors as well that are only over here. Damn it. How am I going to get these through? What are the? Okay, those are the other things that it needs. Let's see. Right, let's try. Here we go. Oh, actually, no. The shortage is the motors, not is the little motors, not the big motors. So let's go over and extend that. I didn't notice that. Okay. It's possible I'm not literally the only person who's doing it, but um, how far through has Mahalik got? And did he get to did he complete it on stream? Yeah, so that's quite good. It's a good option, I think. This is horrible. What's going on here? Let's get rid of that box. That's given me a geez 300 odd sorters. Okay, crikey, and try and just fix this. This is a horrible mess. Who designed this? I mean, yes, obviously it was me, but who did? What were they? Who designed this and what were they thinking? This is disgusting. Let's go and get some more foundation things because I think I'm going to stick out 6 out into the water in a minute. Where are they? There they are. There we go. 11. It'll last me for a little while at least. 400 episodes, 1 to 3 hours. 1 to 3 hours. Let's say 2 hours. 800 hours. That's probably mid-game space exploration. I'd say at a very rough guess. I know he might have got a bit further than that. I don't know, but yeah, it feels like at that sort of level, you're certainly not going to be end game content. I don't think. Oh, this is going to be fiddly. Take out that, and that, and that, and that. Right. We'll move this back a little bit. Oh, and I'm short of cogs as well. I'm short of cogs because I just took 1 billion of them over to the other side of the world. But sure. Oh, fiddly. Oh, he just got to space. Yeah, okay. So I said I'm the only person doing late game space exploration content specifically. Yes, lots of other people have started runs, but I don't think there are many. There are not many. Just don't turn. Just go. What? Oh right, I need to press up. There we go. That's what I was doing wrong. Right. I still have issues with the 3Dness sometimes, but I'm getting better at it. Yeah. So yes, getting to space that's early game content, and we've got that far in our Crastorio 2 and space exploration run that we started that we're only 6 episodes into. Yeah, I can be sarcastic. It's one of those things. It comes with being British. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Good for him for getting to that stage. But you've yeah, you're a long way back in. Getting to space is still definitely early game content. There's a long way to go for that still. So, but yeah, I mean, having more people doing space exploration is great, and it's a fantastic mod pack. I really like it. So the more publicity it gets, I think the better. It deserves all the publicity it can get. But yeah, I will laugh if you call if you call having just got to space anything remotely late game, because it certainly isn't. Right, there we go. How are we doing now? Oh yeah, we need the outputs on these things as well. That's going to be a problem. All these belts that I struggle a bit with as I say, with the 3Dness, trying to get everything into the right place. So that must be about one further back there, I think. So now put that in from there to there. Yes, that's better. Now I can put it. That means I can put in an inserter like that, and just get those in place. Right, and now this should. Why are you sad? You've not got any coils. Oh, all right. I've not put the inserters back in on this side. Like that and like that. Yeah, there we go. Right, now we can start making the motors a little bit quicker, and because I borrowed or removed the one that was feeding into the belt that was feeding into here, let's also put in an inserter like that. It's a bit sort of cobbled in and spaghettied, but never mind. If I need to go any further, then I'll raise the belt here that's carrying these science packs up, so it can hop over the top. So it's up 1 level, so these belts can carry on underneath it. I have doubled the speed I'm making these at. I don't know if that's going to be enough though. We shall see. Yes, Factorio is very much you build a thing and then you go, oh no, this is horrible. Why did I build it like this? This isn't working at all. I need to do it again, but better. The same is true for this game as well, of course, because it's the same sort of game. What's going? Oh no, that's okay. Right, so we've got the we've got these motors coming in here, and I was going to try and then bring them out and get them round to down here, because this is a horrible tangled web we weave. So how are we going to do this? Well, let's take out a chunk from here, and then take one of these and put it. Can't put it there. Could put it in here, I guess. Yeah, I think it's going to have to go here. But I'm not sure there isn't then going to be room to get them out. All right, let's put it here. Oh dear, this is getting very full. You'd think having an extra dimension to play with would make this easy, wouldn't you? But no. Can't come out. Jeez, this is awful. I basically never build like this, and this is why, because you run into this sort of problem. But for some reason, for this particular machine and the one place where it's going to actually become a problem, I've gone straight off the bus into the machine, and it's just an absolute nightmare. So the problem is, I want to put in a split. I was going to say I know what I'm going to do, but I'm not sure I do. I was going to say I'll put in a splitter here that's a crossway splitter, but then this belt here will be in the way. I could wiggle it out and back in again, but that's horrible. Ooh, here's a fun spaghetti. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to cut that there and about there and then get rid of all of that. Then this is going to be horrible, and you're all going to go, what the hell are you doing? But I think if I go from here and up, not you, mech, up, round, back in again to the right place, then all the way over here to about here. Oh, there's another thing. Oh, there's another thing in the way there. Okay, we're going to go up again then to here. Then we're going to try and go all the way down to ground level. Okay, we're not going to make it in one swoop. We're going to have to go to here, then down to ground level in one swoop. There we go. My God, that's awful. Love it. No, I don't love it. I hate it. Yes. Who built that? What were they thinking? Had they been drinking? No, I haven't been drinking yet. It's a Wednesday, and I need to actually go into the office tomorrow. And I need to get up early tomorrow because for some reason I have to be in the office for 9 o'clock, which is a horrible idea. But oh well, what can you do? Right. So which one are you? You are the tall one. So we put that. I can't see what the splitter's doing. Yeah, that way round. Put that there. And then from here we shall finagle this belt out from here to come to here, up apparently, over here. I hate it. You can tell by the way I'm laughing. To here, then back down to ground level. Oh, thank you. Yes, the LTN tutorial is, I think, probably one of my most popular videos. So it's that one's definitely been doing very well. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it and found it hopefully found it useful as well. Oh, that hasn't worked. I'm going to have to go back and start to bring it down a bit sooner than that. So welcome to Laurence Does Horrible Dyson Sphere Program Spaghetti, and Dyson Sphere Program allows you to do much more disgusting spaghetti than Factorio, because it's three-dimensional. Yay! So I'm having all kinds of fun here. Right, bring that. There we go. Now I've got it to where I want it to go. Jeez. That's horrible. I hope I never ever need more of these, because if I do, that's going to be an absolute nightmare to put any more of those machines in, and I might just give up and do it somewhere else. So we'll put that in there now. However, and I need to link it in over here as well. There we go. Great success. Except I broke it over here as well while I was waiting to try and work out how I was going to do it. And I was going to try and put something in there, but it didn't fit. So there we go. There's another. Right. Now we're feeding the motors through. No, the motors are coming through in a quite convoluted way. I look forward to trying to explain what I was thinking when I make the video for this episode. Oh dear. Oh, it's an absolute nightmare. Uh, no, we're not. We're definitely very, very not done with space exploration. So I finished my space exploration zero point 0.5 playthrough. I did finish. I say finish. I got to the point of having. I did the spaceship victory. So if you watch through the series, you'll see it. You see, I got to that point. Um, and then I wanted to play version 0.6, so I stopped playing. So I stopped playing 0.5. Why are we not getting very many motors through? Okay, we still don't have enough of those. So I stopped playing 0.5 in order to move on to 0.6 because it was the new and shiny basically. And since then, I've been playing that now as a multiplayer run with Krastorio 2 as well to make it a little bit more interesting or difficult or nightmarish depending on who you ask. And so that's going quite well. We've just got to we've just launched our first few navigation satellites, so that's very exciting. And then we're now working towards well, don't know haven't really decided what we're working towards yet, but it will be. I'm sure it'll be something horrific and also exciting. So you can come along to those streams every Monday. There's lots of them. I strongly recommend them. We're playing without LTN because we are enormous masochists and we thought it'd be funny. I mean, fun. So yeah, we're doing a massive we're doing a massive Krastorio run, but with no LTN to sort our trains out for us, which is going to be exciting. And so far hasn't caused us to slit our wrists, but has meant we've had to think of some interesting solutions to problems that LTN just solves for you. So it's been good fun. Do come along to the streams. I'm about halfway through doing the videos for to summarize the last stream. So yeah, check that one out. It's going well, I think. I keep pressing Q to try and pick things up. I've run out of pylons again. Yeah, so I'd say it's going well. I recommend coming along watching the streams. I'm slightly biased, granted, but yeah, I think it's a good series, and it's certainly the most popular one on the channel. So yeah, come along on Wednesdays to watch that. There'll be some catch-up videos Friday and Saturday this week, and there'll be a Dyson Sphere program catch-up video on Sunday as well to sort of go through all the stuff I've been doing in this stream today. I've also run out of cogs now. Where are cogs being made? Here, a million miles away. Right, okay. Now, and once again, I've done this wrong with the way I'm pulling the stuff in. This was some sort of, I guess this is a bit pre main bus era. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix all of this while I'm here. So I'm going to get rid of that and that because they're blatantly in the way. I'm going to get rid of that because it shouldn't be there. And I'm going to take a big bite out of here because I'm going to take it all the way across there because I want to put a splitter in. So I need to take a splitter from here and not that mode, yes, that mode. Put it there, yeah, that'll do. Then we belt in from here, belt out from here, belt out from here, and then attempt to come down to ground level. Yeah, go to there, then down and along here like this, and then along on the other side we have an output belt going through like that. That's fairly easy. I'll put the power back in so we at least have some cogs being made, except we won't because I haven't put the inserter in. So let's do the inserter now like that, and then I can just copy and paste this entire machine and its associated lava ridges to there, and I've run out of assembly machines. Fortunately, they're just being made over there, so that's nice and easy to sort out. So I can put a third one in there as well, because I think, yeah, the fact that I was running out as quickly as I was, I think means I need a third one of these. I do quite like the splitters in this game. They're fun because you've got the standard flat one where it has a sort of the plus shape. Then you've got the tall, thin one like this where you can feed stuff in at the bottom here, and it just comes out everywhere. Or you can feed stuff in everywhere and have it come out in one place. So they're joiners as well as splitters. And then you can have the one that's a sort of mix of the two that just is a little bit weird. Right, okay, so that's a decent flow of the cogs coming out now. Let's go and see if that's satisfied the voracious assembly machine over here. I mean, it's hard to say at this point because they're flooding through, but I mean they've only just started coming in a bit quicker. So eventually, I'm hoping that these will sort of fill up their internal buffers because, well, at the moment this one's got none. This one's got two, three, two, three, two. Not going brilliantly. I have to be honest. Well, but still, it's actually the belt is filling up, so the belt is backlogging. That's probably a good thing. So does that mean now this one's got as many as it needs? It's got two, three. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is going pretty well actually. We've got a backlog of the cogs building up along here. So that implies these machines are now running as fast as they can. So that means we've now got more of the little motors coming along here. I'm so glad you can clip through belts. This would be so frustrating if you couldn't. So we've got more of these coming along here and being fed down here to here. Where these are starting to back up as well now. So we've now got two machines happily making the big electric motors. Excellent. So phase 2 is running faster. Now these are all coming along here and coming round to here, where they're being fed along here, and so far we haven't started to actually build up a backlog of these, because we're obviously using enormous numbers of these, because every one of these that we make takes two electric motors, two turbine motors. Then each one of these takes 20 of these. That's 40 turbine motors going into each one of these, and we've made 8 of them, and that might be enough. It might be satisfying. I don't know. Yeah, do try and catch it. It is definitely a good series. Well, I think it's a good series. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. So I know I'm slightly biased towards liking it because it's my series. But I think it's going very well, and I'm definitely enjoying it. How are you doing? You've still not got any of these because they're all being swallowed up by this machine. Typical. So I don't know why this one's getting them all first rather than this one. I know in Factorio that if you have two exerters pulling out of a machine into two other machines, it will alternate which one they go to if they're both demanding them. This appears to not be the case in Dyson Sphere Program. I kind of want to just pause this machine. What's extra products mean? Oh, that's it. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's the squirty production boost thing that you can do. Right, gotcha. Maybe I should put in another machine making these turbine motors, because this does seem to be this is the limiting factor on how quickly. Well, it's not actually. We're making them. They're bringing them in as quickly as they're being used. In fact, you bring them in at exactly the same speed. So adding another of those wouldn't help. It's just that this machine is swallowing them all. Okay, thank you. This machine is swallowing absolutely all of them. In order to make these, we've got to 9 so far. Hopefully, when we put another 20, when we make one more, it'll get to 10 and that'll be full, and it'll stop making them, and then we'll get this up, then this gets back up to 20 again, and it'll all just stop. I hope. Ooh. Nice. Okay, so but that means we still haven't made any more of these guns, which is the whole point of what I was trying to do, because I've noticed that this machine here seems to be quite capable of making these solar sails faster than we're launching them. Now, a large part of why it's making them faster than we're launching them is because this thing only launches during the day, and only when that planet also isn't in the way, because it has to be able to fire at the appropriate orbit to put them into. So we're a bit limited there. Ooh, what if I decide to make another one? I add an orbit, and we put it. No, actually, no, I was going to say we put it out. I was going to say we put it outside the planet I'm currently on, so that it can receive the power more easily. But actually, seems like a bad idea, because then the solar panels won't work as effectively. I assume that yeah, I assume that if they're further away, then they don't pick up as much power, because that would make sense. But I don't see any evidence of that. So let's carry on. Let's cancel that. Let's carry on with just putting them all into orbit 1, because we've only sort of 30% filled orbit 1 so far. So we can have probably 3 guns firing at that one, and then fill this orbit up. But I'll go for 2, because I suspect, from what I see of all of this, we'll eventually get to the point where there'll be a bit of a limitation on places where I can fire the solar cells, the solar things to the solar sails to. So I don't want to try and overload one orbit. So what I'll do is I'll then make a second one that's perhaps yeah, like that for example. Orbital inclination could be 90. Yeah, we'll go straight in with 90 degrees and a bit further in as well, like that. So there's no risk of collision. Yeah, just why not? So we'll create that as an alternative orbit. We'll still carry on using orbit number 1. Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense. But yes, this still means we need to wait for this to, pull its finger out. Okay, so we've got 10 of them now. And what I should probably do is things like this. I don't know, how many do you need? 10. Okay, well, it's fewer, I suppose. Should have done this sooner, of course. Just grab them out of here and put them into here. Speaking of, do I have anything I can put in here, or in here, or in here? Just to, empty my inventory out a bit, because I have this bad habit of fixing things and ending up with lots and lots of nonsense in my inventory from trying to just basically from picking up loads and loads of stuff that I don't really want or need, but it just ends up sort of silting up my inventory and means I'm carrying all kinds of junk around with me. So there we go, that's helped quite a bit. So yeah, the gun's firing away merrily now. Ha! You can actually see all of the solar sails in their orbit around the star out there. That's awesome. As I say, this game is quite pretty. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Give me those. Put them in here. Where are they? I don't know where they went, but I found them by control clicking. Right, so now I'm making a second gun, and I can have that one in here and work off this. Now, what I should actually be doing, I think, is moving the guns out into this gap here, and having these machines just probably feed directly into them. But I want 2 machines for each gun. So let's take that one that's been built. Put the gun in here. Oh wait, it needs a bit of space around itself because it swings the gun barrel around all over the place. All right. We'll put one there for that. Put that there for now, as a sort of a for now, and I'll put a belt in going across like this, and then I can put in inserters like this. What do you mean no? Do as you're told. Put an insert from that. What? From this side? Go to. Why are you being difficult? I don't want to go from there to there. I want to go from here to here. What? Why is it being weird? Why can I not use this output port? Or this port on it to go to the... Fine, have it your own way. I'll put a belt in across here then. Jeez. Why are you being difficult with me? Stupid game. So we'll do that. And then I suppose I'll get rid of that bit. So my thinking is all my other thinking is that I need power. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have more of these arrangements where I have a solar sail producer with a photon doohickey producer and the prism producers, because all the 3 of these work at about the same close enough to the same speed that I'm happy to shove all 3 of them in. So I'll put these in sort of over here every so often with a couple of guns running off each one. Yeah. And just, yeah, that should allow me to get a decent number of these satellites up there, I think. Okay, so then my next question is, how is my power production doing with those solar doohickeys? And where I put them way over there out of the way, didn't I? I mean, obviously badly at the moment. But if I fly over to look at them... Oh, thank you, Calcim. Thank you for the resub. How many? Oh, 6 months. Awesome. Thank you very much. Where did I put the beam receivers? Oh, here they are. 6 months. That's an impressive fraction of the amount of time I've been streaming for. Thank you. That's that's really good. Thank you. So power generation, nothing at the moment. Okay, sure. But the Dyson Sphere status we've got. Right, we're still trying to get 57 megawatts out of the 17.5 it's making. So we definitely need to massively boost the amount of power that's being generated from that. But let's have a look out of interest out of the statistics panel and the power here. Generation capacity 51 megawatts, consumption 20. Okay, so I'm generating power a lot faster than I'm using it. So who knows at this point what's being done, what we're doing. But there is a Dyson Sphere option thing in here. Solar cell production 6.3. Oh, that's 6.3 satellites per minute. That's not so helpful. What I really want to do is move my power generation or no, I want to move the building of these things, or the launching of these things at least, off onto a different planet, one that doesn't sometimes get blocked by a massive gas giant. Ooh, here's a thought. Let's have a, what's my other planet like? So the other planet I've been to, and therefore have at least a little bit of a presence there. This one, a leaf 3, view. There we go. Right, what's your tilt like? Orbital inclination, not orbital inclination. Planet obliquity is a mere 4 degrees. So I reckon if I have a system for bringing the solar sails over here and then a load of guns on this planet, then I can probably launch them all the time because I can put the guns on the pole and they'll basically always have a view over the horizon, I think. And I can have a tower that drops planets, drops stuff off here, and I could put power potentially either on the other pole or just a load of receivers in a circle around outside the guns. Yeah, I think that's quite a good way to do it. Let's do that. It's going to require me to feed. Okay, so what I'll do for that is feed all of the feed the solar sails over to my interstellar logistics station over here. Right, let's get that started. How am I going to squeeze them out? Probably along here. Okay, so take this. Go up. In fact, go up twice. Go all the way over. You know what? Actually, no. Let's follow the bus design because that's what it's for. Go to there. In fact, to there. Then come down. All the way over here. Swing that round. Straight through the middle of this power. Oh, there's a belt there. Why is there a belt there? Fine. I'll go back up again. So we'll go to there, then up, 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 up. Nope. We'll move that power pole then. I mean pylon. Sorry. You go away. Give that back. Right. Put that there. Then at least it'll work for now. So we need to hop up and over. There's still a couple of belts in the way, so I should have kept this high up. I don't know why I didn't, because I didn't plan ahead. That's why. Go up and then back. Okay, we'll stay up until we're over that. Then we'll go back down again. And go all the way to about here, and then all the way over to here. And you can then... Oh, it's gone underneath that one. Joys of 3D. Oh, well, never mind. I don't think I care. You can then go there. Right. That will feed the solar sails all the way around and start chucking them in here. And I'm hoping that will then... This will then just fill up with solar sails, obviously. And then I think I can then use these spaceships. I don't think there's any limitations on what you can transport with them. I can use one of those to take a enormous quantity of them off to the other planet. That is my hope. We shall see how it goes. So select that, and I want you to deal with solar sails. They don't count as buildings, do they? Oh, is this not going to work after all of that building? I think this might be going to not work. That's very upsetting. So given that, let's fly back over here and stop sending the solar sails over while we explore this problem. So I want to knock out that. There we go. Okay, so in here they appear. Where are they? They're with the robots over here and the engines and stuff like that. Okay. If I come back over here again, and if this doesn't work, then I'll just have to send over the ingredients for them or something like that. So over here, I want to select the solar thing. Yeah, they'd be down here somewhere if I could select. That's disappointing. I was hoping that I was going to be able to just transport them easily with this. Yeah, they're definitely not buildings. It's weird. So I could fill this up with belts and transport those around, or storage containers, or arc smelters. But for some reason, for some rather arbitrary feeling reason, I can't put the solar sails in there. I'm not getting this wrong, am I? Anyone who's watching who's played this game before, it's you simply can't load the solar sails into one of these. What? No. Why are you even... Not that. You just can't transfer the solar cells around. That's very disappointing. So what I'm gonna have to do instead is look at the ingredients for a solar cell, which is carbon doohickeys and purple photon combinator thingies. So carbon nanotubes is that one, and photon combiners is that one. So okay, carbon graphene graphites, or whatever they're called, and photon combiners. Okay, yeah, never mind. I mean, that was a question that was basically intended for anyone else who's played this game and would therefore would know the answers. But if you don't know, don't worry about it. That's not a problem. Okay, so let's just pick up all of these. Sigh. Why does your inventory always have loads of nonsense in it, Laurence? Everyone says. Well, I say I have no idea. It just seems to happen. I think I'm going to have to actually delete that to get her to pick up that piece. There we go. And then we'll feed the belt back in like that. So, graphene and photon combinatorias. Well, let's see. So graphene, or carbon nanoplates, whatever they're called, those are being made somewhere. So those are going to be on a bus somewhere, aren't they? Yes, they're on a bus all the way over here, crikey. Okay, but the photon combiner things, those are not. Those are being made here, and not actually exported. So, what I'm going to do for those is have a belt coming out here like this. No. Yes, well, yes, I am for that bit. What I'm going to actually do, do as you're told. Do what I mean, not what I say. That goes from there to there, and then we delete that bit. There we go. Right. So now, if I have an exporty thing on here, this is going to not work nicely because we're going to run out of. This isn't going to build them as fast as we want because there's two things demanding it. But still, we can now ship all of those out that way. And then we can go and find those carbon dooberies again, which is somewhere around... Splash. Here? Yes, this one. I do have trouble with... In Dyson Sphere Program, I have trouble recognizing things, especially if I'm zoomed quite a long way out, because they all look the same. At least in Factorio. Land, please. Land? There we go. At least in Factorio, most components look different. No, I can't go that far. There isn't room. Yeah, most components look different when you're looking at a belt. So it's a lot easier to tell whether the belt you're trying to put down is... Oh, I still haven't got room. It's a lot easier to tell whether the belt you're looking at is carrying, I don't know, cheese or steel or potatoes or whatever. You can tell at a glance, whereas in Dyson Sphere Program, a lot of things are a grey box, and that's a shame. Makes it rather difficult to tell what's what and what's going on sometimes. Not you then, I guess. And we'll give it another try. I hope there's going to be room for this in here. Oh sure, now there's... Oh no, yeah, now there's loads of room. Right, so bring this out like this. And yeah, 3D is hard. Straight through here. Okay, we're gonna need another up in the middle of this. But that's fine, I can do that. Oh, I didn't leave enough... Again, I didn't leave enough room. See, I really... What are you doing? I really struggle to estimate where a belt is going to go when I'm trying to place it, and whether I've left enough room to get an extra lift in on it. Up. There we go. So we can go over the top of here, and down again, and all the way over here. And I know a lot of this is going to be sort of my familiarity or how well I play the game and stuff, stuff like that. Yes, it's. You see, once again, I put one too many in here, so I'm going to have to come in and go, blip, no, blip. And sometimes the user interface isn't very responsive, and I click on something that I want to move, and it doesn't move it, or it doesn't select it, like it did or it didn't just then, depending on how you look, which way around you look at that sort of comment. Right, there we go. That's now churning away happily. It's filling up gradually with these two ingredients, so I mean, sure, I don't care exactly how fast they go in, really. I just want to have a decent flow of them going in there, trickling in, so we have them available. Now, if I come back over here, this means what I'm going to need to do in order to get this to speed up a lot is I'm going to take out, basically, I'm going to take out both the guns and the machine that's making the actual solar sails themselves, because I don't need those here anymore. I'm going to be producing lots of these en masse, shoving them out into that machine, into the thing over there, and going off to another planet and doing everything over there instead. So that will hopefully make this much better, for want of a better word. I'm also running out of mech battery, so let's do something about that. Okay. So I'm sincerely hoping that having a ring of the guns and having as many guns packed in as close as it will let me on the top of the planet will get me a decent fire rate out of this. Worst case, it ends up coming down a bit, and I have just lots and lots of guns round, sort of not round the equator, but round the top of the planet. Or I could go over there and I could just have lots and lots of them, more or less on the equator, all sort of firing together. Now, how much power do these things use? That's the other question. They use 1.8 megawatts, so that means for every 3 of these I put down, I'm also going to need to put down one of these. So we'll need to take lots of those out as well, in order to try and harvest the power from these from the Dyson Swarm. But that should be okay, I think. Why are you not firing? Oh, I haven't told it where to fire to. That's why. Don't get going. Right, so we have 2 at the moment firing into the original orbit, and from here you see I can add in I can pick my second orbit if I want to start filling that one up as well. But I think at the moment we might as well just keep firing into the original orbit and see how that goes. Okay, good. I think things are basically working. Now, what this probably means is that during the day, we're going to get this taking all of the photon combiners and making them into the sails to feed out to these machines, these guns. They're going to be firing away merrily. And then when it gets dark and the orbit dips below the horizon, then we'll start flowing them out this way instead. But in the meantime, the correct thing to do is obviously going to be to make more of these, So let's do that. And then I can do some horrible spaghetti in order to... there's a coal patch in the way as well, which is a little bit annoying. But whatever, we'll just head off this way with this, because I think I'm going to want to... Oh, we've got a weirdness in the... Yeah, so, you know how this is a game set a grid on a sphere? Well, sometimes things like this happen, where the grids don't quite line up, and so, yeah, you get weird, funny problems. The further away you get from the equator, the worse this is going to get. So, yeah, this is going to be problematic sooner or later. But yeah, oh well, we'll see how we get on. And I suppose as long as I leave the right amount of gap between them, between the belts, we will be okay. So up to here, it's fine. There's no shenaniganery required. But after that, I'm going to have a good hard think about it. So, right, let's copy you, paste, oh, alright, let's delete this one, because, and I suppose then all of this as well by extension, because it was in the way. So, right, carry on with that. Another one of these there. We're not going to be able to put one there because there's an ore patch in the way, but I can put one there, and there, there. And yes, I am really going... not all in on building these, but I want to make a lot of them. Put one there, there. Oh, the coal mine's in the way. Yeah, I was hoping that'd be all right, but apparently not. I'll put it there though. That's still going to be able to grab from the other machine, I think. And there, and there. Now, hopefully, if I put in power, then this will just work. I might need to put power in on the other side as well, actually. Oh no, I think I might actually have got everything with that one power pole. That's quite impressive. Go away. Okay. Oh, but there's nothing feeding glass into this one. All right, you know what? Let's not you. Yeah, okay, that isn't. It wouldn't have worked very nicely. So what I actually want to do is put in one more of these here, just to keep the number up where I arbitrary with the same arbitrary number as I picked earlier, which is completely arbitrary, but you know I've picked it, so I'll stick with it. Let's try and line these up then. One there, one there, one there. Then actually that power pole can't go there. Let's put one in there instead, and probably another one there. And then I'll delete this one, and then I can run a belt along here, all the way up here. Like, except I can't because I've run out of. I picked up all of the ones that were available. Actually, it was only about 600, wasn't it? I was expecting to get about 3,000, which is why I was so incredulous about having run out of belts. But yeah, actually, it was only about 300. So okay, let's go and get some more belts. I need the short range logistics box like the Factorio ones. It will bring out more stuff to me as I need it for all of the buildings I'm doing. Belts, please. Another 600. Oh, maybe it's maxing out at 600 then. Oh yes, it's the Factorio game where it's making 3,000 belts at a time. This one's only making 600 because 600 also seems like quite a lot. So that goes to there. Is there anything between? Oh, there's nothing between these buildings. Nice. Can I squeeze? I can squeeze that through. Excellent. So we do that. And then unloaders along here like that and that. Right, we've got no power. You, another one of you there. Right, so now I've multiplied the number I'm making of these by 6. So we should have a huge flood of them being heading over to this thing now. We've got 101 in total, 102. Okay, I think the belt is still carrying lots of them over. So yeah. And we carry, is it 300 at a time at the moment. So that one's now okay to send the first shipload of them out. This one's not quite, but it'll do. Right. Okay, good. Research speed's too slow. That's presumably because I'm not making yellow science fast enough. Yeah. Oh, it's because I'm not making yellow science at all. I bet I know why. I reckon I've run out of oil. Yes, I've run out of oil. I knew this was going to happen. I talked about this in the video, and then I got so excited playing around with solar stuff that I completely forgot it was a thing. So, yes, over here we have a problem. So, a couple of episodes ago, I had all these machines here. They're processing heavy oil, so crude oil, into refined oil and hydrogen. And then these machines here are refining the refined oil further and making lots and lots of hydrogen from it. So the theory was I didn't need the refined oil very much. I had all these tanks full of it. So I thought, right, let's turn it all into hydrogen. That was not a good plan because we've ended up with too much hydrogen and not enough light oil being produced by the system. So let's take a bit of the hydrogen for now, like this, and this will get the production of the oil flowing again, and all of the oil will then flow out and go down this way. But I don't think this is going to be enough. I think we still have the problem we're using more oil than we are using hydrogen, so we kind of need the opposite recipe now. There's a couple of possibilities here. I could start turning the hydrogen into fuel cells and burning them for power, but I've just moved over to massive quantities of solar, and I've already got enough wind to power everything. If you'll pardon the expression. So that probably won't do, because as you see, the hydrogen has backed up again already. So what I need is, I'm aware that I was told that there is a third recipe that you can find, which allow these machines to turn hydrogen and coal back into the refined oil. So the obvious answer now is to have something that takes the hydrogen that comes off here, turns excess hydrogen into refined oil, and turns excess refined oil into hydrogen. So I've got both of them, and that's a horrible system to be trying to use, because this doesn't have the circuit conditions that Factorio does. So I've no idea how I'll tell it to prioritize properly. I guess, actually, no, maybe it won't be too bad. Alright, let's think about this. So we can have excess oil going into here, excess hydrogen going into some other tanks somewhere that I'll feed from goodness knows where. then yeah, the important thing is to make sure I don't end up with a loop where I'm turning oil into hydrogen and back into oil, just back and forth, because that's going to be a waste of everything. So let's cancel these. Let's try and find the technology that allows me to turn. What's this one? Reforming, refining. Yes, here we go. So this one turns coal and hydrogen and refined oil into more refined oil. So yes, if we get this one, this I think is my priority. So we'll do that, and that, because it's using red science, will actually use up some of the hydrogen. So that'll kick things a little bit into a motion. So let's have a think about how to do this. So we've got up here, we've got an excess of hydrogen, and so we've got the hydrogen that is excess, rather as opposed to being produced from this system, is going that way. So if I put in a splitter here and prioritize that output, but also take the other output off to be turned into refined oil, and then do another system like this, and feed the oil that comes out of that into here, and then I'll have to decide which one of these should be the priority, and it should be this one. This should be the priority. Yeah, that should work. In the meantime, though, let's nick one of them and put it in somewhere on the hydrogen feed. So yeah, in here. Let's take out that. That's probably more than I needed to take out, but I'm doing that in case it needs to go down and back up again. Storage, put in a great big fluid tank. Where is this? Is it on? It's on that line. Okay. Put in a massive great fluid tank here, like that. And then belt this in here and back out to here. There we go. So now that'll flow straight through, but as we have an excess of hydrogen, at least we'll have somewhere to store it. So that's, yeah, at least that'll be a temporary fix. So now, as we can hopefully see, yeah, the oil is now flowing merrily again. We don't have an excess of refined oil, so we're not putting it into this array to turn it into the hydrogen. And we're also pulling out the hydrogen quickly out of here, allowing us to carry on producing the refined oil. Okay, so that's good. That is working for now, and it'll work until that hydrogen tank over there fills up. So temporary fixes are obviously the best kind of fixes, but that is going to sort this out for the time being. So while I wait for this research to finish and then go in and do this again, but properly, but differently, and hopefully more properly. Yeah, I think this should be okay. The question is, my other question actually is, how much of a shortage of the refined oil did we have, and is this now producing it fast enough to catch up with it, to restock everything? And if the answer's no, no, this can't be a permanent fix, because basically it's a fix until this tank fills up, and then when this tank fills up, which admittedly it isn't at the moment, because we're churning through the red science quite quickly, but when this tank fills up, it'll jam for the opposite reason. So yeah, then we'll start to have issues again, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just looking at the rate we're using up this refined oil over here, and I have this suspicion that's a really annoying sound. How do I get rid of it? Zoom out a bit, I suppose. Yeah, now it's just wind noises. So I think I'm going to need a lot more oil production along here to get my refined oil coming through at the rate I think it's going to need to. So this is going to be a multi-part process. Step 1, more of these. So bringing in a lot more of the crude oil and turning it into the hydrogen and the refined oil, because we certainly need more of the refined oil. So we'll extend that out this way. Step 2 is going to be taking the overspill of the hydrogen, which comes out, I guess, comes out of here. We'll feed that back up and around here. And then over here, we're going to do over here probably, we'll have a system that turns the hydrogen into refined, or excess hydrogen into refined oil. Blimey. That's quite a lot of stuff. Okay, well, no point in standing around just thinking about it. Let's go and get some oil refineries and get started. So those are being made somewhere out here. I'm sure I'm making them somewhere. I said I'm sure I'm making them some. What are you? No, you're a chemical plant. You're a mine. You're a smelter. Ooh, what are you? You're an oil refinery. Excellent. We'll take 10 of those for now. So I'll put in another 10 on the initial oil refining. I will also go and get my robot chargers, because flying around and just hovering in the air like that eats power so quickly. So we need to come over here. Let's touch down actually and charge it up. Let's have a look what that does to the power. Have I got enough power that I can actually just charge the robot now? No, still not. I still haven't, even with the 3 dishes receiving the power. I've still only got a generation capacity of 63 megawatts, and I'm demanding 75 with the with the bot charging. Oh dear. Interestingly, I've used 815 gigajoules so far. That's several. That's quite a lot of power. But I have been playing for quite a long time, so it's sort of understandable. I'll just take 4 of them, because I think using more than that is just not pointless, but I think, yeah, actually genuinely pointless, because I don't think my power grid can supply that much power. So over here, right. Conveniently, there's a decent amount of space available over here, so I can just come along here and I can get rid of these wind turbines for one thing. This is still powered. This is, yeah, everything still seems to have power. Excellent. So what I want to do is, firstly, this belt here needs to be raised up. Actually, only a bit of it needs to be raised up. But it needs to, yeah. How quickly can I raise it up? That quickly. All right, let's start that a little bit sooner. Let's get rid of 1 more, and then raise it up from there, and down again there, like that. Okay. So what have we got along here? So we've got. Oh right, I see. So I need, yeah, I'm gonna have to have another one. Oh, that's actually, that belt is fairly full. I might need to upgrade that to a fast belt. There we go. We'll join that on there. Then have a long belt coming across here. Maybe we do almost have enough oil being passed through. I don't know. I think some fast belts are going to be required for this. So having done that means I can then pass this all the way across here, and this one all the way across here. So that's my input and output belts. And then I can start copying these. So we'll put 1 there, which isn't going to work. I'm going to have to rejiggle the things for that. There we go. Just a few more. Then along here, right, I need to get rid of that one. And then I need to put in the exerter. So from here, I want to say you are going to be that one. Thank you to whoever it was last week who told me you can press tab to flick between the filters like this, and then filter out the carbon, the hydrogen there. Then I need some power poles along here. Why did I put that there? I didn't need to put that there. Get rid of that. Give me another power pole. Power pole. Geef. There we go. And I can put that there and just power it. That should power everything? Of course not. What? Why does the user interface not work? Right, give me that. What am I missing? Where's the blob for that thing? Where do I need to put this to get everything? There, I'll probably do it. No, it's still not powering this one. Oh, you need to get the power to sort of more or less the middle of them, don't you? Alright, I'll put this in. Put this in over here. There we go. Now everything's powered. Right, so now we should be producing massive quantities of refined oil compared to what we had before. And yes, this belt is now not quite able to keep up, so I'm going to need to upgrade the belt, but that's fine. At least that now means we've got enough coming out all along here that hopefully it'll satiate this science production over here. Okay, so that's good. We've got the more hydrogen than we know what to do with problem. So that's going in there. That's gradually filling up, but that's expected behaviour. We knew that was going to be a thing that we're going to have to worry about. So the next thing to do is to try and get around these machines. Right. So what we want to do here is take the excess hydrogen that's coming here. Yeah, because we still want it to flow out of here and be used in by preference. But we want to take the excess that's available here. I think. Am I getting this right? So here we've got the oil coming out, and then we're feeding it in on the. Oh, I have no idea. My brain is full. Right, so this system... okay. This system is catching overflow oil and turning it into hydrogen. So we need to definitely take the hydrogen from... Before it gets merged into here, so we don't end up switching it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth endlessly. And we also need to then put the hydrogen in here after this thing. The oil in after this thing to make sure it goes round. Now the question that remains is which oil do we want to prioritise? Is it the oil that's coming from? Yes, the oil that's coming from here that needs to be prioritised. So this one needs to be the priority, and then we top it up with oil that's being produced by the other system. And again, the same should be done here actually. So now the priorities are wrong here. We want to prioritise this the other way round. And prioritize the oil, the hydrogen that's coming from the refining process. So this one keeps running, and then use that to top it up if there's ever a shortage of it. I think that's right. It feels right. Can I limit the capacity of this thing? Oh, I've just taken a load of it out. I didn't want to do that. Put the fluid back in there. Right. How do I can tell it to stop inputting and just let it output until it's... Yeah, let's do that. Then when this empties, then I can get rid of it again. In the meantime... Well, actually, I might need to turn that back on again to get the oil to flow properly. But in the meantime... I now need to worry about think about the other recipe. So let's put down a production machine, which is a oil refinery. Put it this way round, just for giggles, and because it's going to make things look incredibly messy over here. But keeping all the belts in the middle feels sort of sensible, so we put that there. And now we need to take the excess hydrogen that comes to here. So that means, I need to get a splitter in here. Right, let's... oh, this is going to be a tangled web as usual. I think we're going to have to pull this out. Oh, this is some horrible spaghetti. What if I turn... How about... I was thinking... What if I turn this belt round so it flows all the way down here, and then back round, and then we have a sorter over here that prioritises. I think that might be the easiest way to do it. Can I do that with this? Can I go from there along here? No, it's just there isn't a way to turn belts round, is there, in this game? I keep wanting there to be, and then it turns out there isn't. So it's a little bit annoying. So I do that and then that. I can then take this belt from and that. I can take this belt down and across here, like that, to about here, and at this point I shall do a this point I'll put in a splitter, and I'll put in one of these sorts of splitters because they're weird and funky and they amuse me, and that means I can plumb this belt straight into the side of there. And then also out of the top of here, it can come over the top of here, to here, and then join onto this belt, which just doesn't want to know. No, give me that tool. There we go. Do that, I think, and we'll get this down as quickly as possible, like that. Yep. So link that onto there, and then link that onto there, and link that onto there. What are you doing, game? Just do what as you're told. There we go. Right. Okay. So now we can say here we want this to be the output priority, and then we can feed another belt out of here. This is getting crazy. Oh, we're going to need a supply of coal as well. I'd forgotten about that. Okay, well that's going to be fun. So we feed another belt out of here, go up one, across the top of here. Alright, up one, this way, across the top of that, and across the top of that to here. Then go down. And we'll come across here like this. So that's the hydrogen overflow from here, which we're going to then try and turn into refined oil. So we're going to have what are we going to have? We're going to also have a belt dealing with coal. Now, where do I have coal? Where is coal? I know I have coal somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where. Oh, coal's here. That's convenient. Okay, I'll run another belt from here then all the way along, straight along the back of here. I'll put in a splitter there to deal with that. So, okay, that's great. So we have that's easy. My mech is in a silly place. Stopping over there. We have another belt that brings coal from. Well, I keep pressing Q to select things. That's not how this game works. From there, we'll come over this way, up one, across this actually as well. In fact. Wait, what? No. That's done it wrong again. It's put in a curve when I didn't want it to. There we go. Let's try that again. Take two, and you now come in a straight line. Stay up. Don't go down until I tell you to. There you go. Can you go down here? Right, there we go. And then that goes all the way over to there as well. And then we need to get coal onto here. So what I'm going to do over here is have another splitometron. Like in that gap there, and we'll use a flat splitter for this one, splat fitter, and delete a little bit more of this belt, and then we'll have a belt going in like there we go, belt going in there, belt going in there, belt coming out there, and going to there, and then another belt coming out of here, and doing some stuff which I shall work out in a moment. Oh, it needs to go over here. Is that the belt? Yeah, that's the belt it needs to join. Okay. So we'll get rid of this bit of excess along here. Like that. There we go. And then this belt. No, the belt from here to here and to here. I believe that's the correct recipe. We then want an additional belt over here that brings the brings it all out. So bring it all the way over here. So there's a bit of room to put some more of the machines in later when I inevitably need to. To here, and then bring that over here. And then I'll have a bit of a think. What was it I was saying? Yes, I need to put it in after this one. Now that's interesting. This has now filled this system up. So this is now ready to produce hydrogen at a rate whenever it gets the possible any opportunity whatsoever. So that's a bit strange, but okay. Now we can get rid of a bit of this belt here and put in another one of these, like that, I guess. Or I could do maybe like that, actually. That might make more sense. Where are my bots? Here are my bots. They're coming back eventually. Thank you. Put that in there. And then upper level, come out go over here and go to... What do you mean no? Why will you not join in with that? Let's delete some of this belt, see if it's a bit... See if it'll be any more helpful if I do all of this. Then some belt, try this again. I said belt, do as you're told. We could go to there. Right, so that's the oil output. We need another input that's going to come into here. So this belt here goes... in fact, let's... Oh, I'm running out of power. Ah. Okay, let's get rid of a chunk of this because I'm going to want it to be higher than this at this point. So we bring this belt up a couple. Is a couple enough to go over this? No. Up a 3. Yeah, that'll do. To here. To here. Can't tell where that is. Stop being bad. To here. And then straight into there, but yeah, don't drop until you actually need to. I guess we're gonna have to here and then into there. There we go, like that. Excellent. Finally. Right. Okay. Good. So that's all of that kind of built up, and in theory, that's now going to work. Let's find out if it actually is. So over here, you are going to be doing the reforming refine, where we turn coal and hydrogen into oil. Good. Right, so we're going to be taking in coal and hydrogen. Oh, and we need some oil to be brought in as well. Ah, I forgot about that. We'll have to do... There aren't enough inputs on the damn thing. That's why those have got gaps in them. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll sort that out in a moment. We need a little bit of oil in there to get it started. So bring the oil out there. That is everything, isn't it? There's no need to do any funny filtering or anything like that. Right, good. So what we need to do is every so often we have a gap like that. Hello, Tristan. Welcome to the stream. You find me in the midst of some horrific spaghetti, which will not surprise you at all. Yes, that power pole's in the way now. And let's just do that many for now, as a sort of proof of concept, as it were. Now I'm going to need to. So what have we got here? We've got maybe this one should actually, no, this one should be an input along the front there. Let's turn that belt round, turn it into an input. Then I can get rid of a bit around here like this. Turn that into a splitter, which is going to now be in the C, and I'm going to be annoyed with it because of that. Yes, it is. Put that there. There we go. That'll do. Oh, there's been some terrible, or amazing spaghetti, depending on how you look at it. Tell Tristan how bad the spaghetti's been, chat. You know, it's yeah, it's an interesting one, should we say? Right, I'm going to get rid of that entire belt because I want it to go the other way. Because it's a lot easier to merge belts than it is to split them. So if I do that now, and then that, and then this, and prioritize. Yeah, we need to prioritize this output. There we go. We also need to move that power pole because it's in the way, and therefore we're going to need to put in another one there. And or actually put it there. That's fine. We'll just delete this one for now. We'll delete this one for now and put it in a bit further along when we actually need it. Okay, so now we've got the other thing we need to do is swap around all of these inserters because they're now going in the wrong direction. They're exerting rather than inserting. That's fine. I can sort that out. What's that red line? Oh, it's the grids. Okay. Inserters. Boom. 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 And then belts like this, and this, and this onto there. Go on then, let's have some power. Okay, and then I need the exerters all the way along there as well, of course. Like that. That. Nope. That. And we need a bit of oil to start these machines running. There we go. Okay, so now we are taking the we've got the hydrogen and the refined oil that's being produced by these machines. We're then feeding both of those into the machines that will increase the amount of that thing, and then feeding from there into the base. This isn't the most efficient system. Oh, actually, it is actually. No, this is also effectively turning coal. Yeah, this is reasonably efficient because we're oh, yes, there's been definitely been some heavy pasta going on here. No, it was actually a temporary fix because I put the tank in and said this is a temporary fix, and then I came along and here is the bit that here is what I put in to stop it being temporary. Thank you very much. So I can now come over here and see if that tank is empty. Is it empty? Has it emptied itself yet? No, the tank is still full because I haven't been doing any research, so there's still 600 odd in there. Let's do another research in order to try and use up some of this hydrogen. What are you? I want something that's just red. Oh, that'll do. Right. Okay, so that is going to use up some of the hydrogen out of this tank. And once this tank is empty, I can pick it up and remove it, and it'll be completely unnecessary. Yeah. Yeah, okay, apparently I am. Maybe I am still in denial, who knows. Okay, so we've got this hopefully flowing or working a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, so there we go. This is now going down slowly as we pull that and the carbon through. So that is now, well, we're getting through the temporary fix, and once that empties, I can get rid of it. That's the theory. The other hope is that there will be sufficient oil refined oil coming through here in order to keep everything running, and there clearly isn't at the moment, so we need to have a look and see why. Now the answer is fairly obvious. It's because there's too much hydrogen and we're not converting the hydrogen into oil fast enough at the moment. So the theory is if I put in more of these along here, like this, and that means I've lost one of the inserters. I've got most of the. Oh, I've lost all of the inserters because that should have gone all the way down there, and that should go all the way down there. It makes me uneasy doing that because in Factorio these would have joined on and would start dumping their cargoes onto this belt, but that doesn't happen in Dyson Sphere program, which is nice. So I'm going to just appreciate that quietly. Link those in there. There we go. Yep. Okay. I need power as well. Let's stick another pylon in there. Boom. There we go. That's going to run a bit quicker now. Now the thing is, once this belt here fills up, then we'll start to get a lot more overflow coming out here. But until it gets to that point, it's going to be a little bit slow. Or at least, or rather, no, it's going to be worse than slow. It's not going to actually output any of the light oil that we're making. So we need to get that up to speed before we can. Let's just put that in. No, we can't put it there because it'll collide. Put it there, and then another belt along there, which is a bit silly, but never mind. And an inserter. Right. So yeah, it's. That wasn't where I meant to put that. I suppose it technically doesn't matter, but let's not do that because it looks weird. I don't like it. Let's put that there instead and get rid of that one. I said get rid of that one. Right, so now we have a suitable flow of refined oil being produced. There's basically a belt full, and now it's starting to be passed around here, and that means it's going to go out into hopefully going to go out into the rest of the base, and we can use it for science purposes. Let's see, where is it going? So it comes along here. So the theory is now that any oil that comes through, we're going to, so we need to, we prioritize this input, I think. Right, let's see. So the theory here is that we're processing the oil here, the crude oil, into hydrogen and refined oil, and then we're turning the hydrogen into more hydrogen, and we're turning the refined oil at the expense of the hydrogen into more hydrogen at the expense of spare refined oil, and we're turning the refined oil into more refined oil at the expense of spare hydrogen. So in theory, if I've got this right, which I admit is a bit of a long shot, but if I have got this right, then we should find that we just have a nice neat, that they both stay in balance with each other, and I can probably and in theory I can get rid of these storage tanks and just link the belt straight across here, because the storage tank was a workaround for the imbalance I had before I put in any of this balancing shenaniganery. Now this has been horribly complicated and has made an enormous amount of spaghetti. Are you empty yet? No, you've still got 200 left. And also, yeah, once this one's empty, link this belt straight back across again, and there shouldn't be any buffers apart from what's on here. And hopefully, if I've got this right, and I know that's a big if, then everything will just work. Are we optimistic? What do we think? I don't know. I have to admit, I'm not entirely optimistic. I think it's probably going to break at some point, but I'm hoping it won't. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, as I say, I do need to get rid of this one, but it's still got 140 left. And the problem is, because it's empty, I suppose what I could do, I could run an additional belt out of here, but run the belt round and poke it in at the side of here. I mean, that would, at least, I'd still have to come in and tidy it up at some point, but at least it now will keep working after I stop paying attention to it, which is an important thing, I think. Up. Right, there we go. So we can come off across to here, round here, join on. I know it's going to collide with another object. I want you to join to the belt. Stupid thing. What? Why? Why is having a belt join apparently difficult? Oh, no. Okay. It's not difficult. I just need to. Oh, right. It's because I was holding shift, so it's trying to build it separate from everything. But okay, that was. I understand what I did wrong there now. Oh, and having just talked about waiting for this to finish, it's now basically empty, and I could have just, waited like a patient person. But I suppose this way I was at least doing stuff. Right, so the there we go. Now it's empty. Boom, 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 boom. And actually, let's tidy this up. So yeah, what will happen if I'm not producing enough? Well, the theory is I can never not be producing enough, and I'll show you why in a moment when I finish doing this sort of tidy up here. Cut. Right. So the point is, I can't remember how to jump. There we go. Right. The point is, over here we have a cunning system. These refineries produce a supply of oil, refined oil, and a supply of hydrogen. However, the base is almost certainly not going to be using those two ingredients in the correct proportions. So that means if you're using, hang on, don't you want to wait for my overly complicated explanation, Berkeley? So yeah, the chances are the base will happen to not be using the oil in the exact proportions I'm producing it in, because, well, why would it be? What are the chances of that? So in order to solve that, you can convert the refined oil into hydrogen, and you can also convert the hydrogen into refined oil. So you can tweak the proportions you can tweak it either way to make sure you have the right proportions of everything. So my theory is that if I set this up so that I'm always running off the stuff that's been produced by this bank or this bank by preference, and if that ever runs out of its other input, so if this one ever runs out of hydrogen, then because that means that we're only using refined oil essentially. Move back a step. If we're only using refined oil, then eventually we'll have pulled all the refined oil through, and all this hydrogen will have got turned into refined oil by these machines, so it'll keep working. I'm not explaining this very well. It sort of works in my head, but I'm having trouble getting it out of my head, if that makes any sense. So let's see. We've got yes, right. Okay, try again. We've got this thing producing refined oil and hydrogen. We've got this turning the hydrogen into the refined oil into hydrogen, and we've got this turning hydrogen into refined oil. And we are by preference running off these banks. So as long as when they're running, we'll be using all of this refined oil that's coming out of here. Eventually, in theory, we'll run out of the hydrogen to be going into here because we're not using any of the refined oil that's coming out of this system. When that happens, the refined oil from these will start to flow out to supply the base, at which point then the hydrogen will start to flow again. So we'll have some more hydrogen to turn into refined oil, and the loop continues. So we'll start using this, and then we'll use what comes out of here. Flip ways round, if the opposite happens, if we start using the hydrogen in excess, so we're using all of the hydrogen that's just coming from here, then eventually this will run out of refined oil, which means these will stop making the hydrogen, and therefore we'll start running off the hydrogen that's coming out of these machines. I think that should just work. Okay, yes. So let's see. Yes, you're only using oil. Am I? That's strange. I should be using hydrogen. No, I should be using hydrogen because I'm doing red science. Let's look over. Oh yeah, no, you're right. I'm using both of them, but yeah, it seems to be that I'm using more of the refined oil, but probably because I'm making plastics and stuff that's going into the into miscellaneous space things. Okay, so I'm using the refined oil at the moment in larger quantities. So the hydrogen over here is, as you say, the hydrogen has now run out. So this has stopped. So this has stopped making the refined oil. Eventually, this will all trickle through. This will actually run out properly. But at the moment, there's still little bits left. But yeah, there's a buffer of it left in here of 20 odd. Yeah, so this will then all disappear eventually into the base, and it'll go out through here into the base. And that means when this runs out, we'll start using this refined oil along here. And that means when that happens, we'll start pulling the refined oil through from here. And that means, as you can see here, the hydrogen production starts up again. So we start producing the hydrogen, and that then gets fed round to here. This prioritizes it the wrong way. This is prioritizing the wrong way, I think. Is this prioritizing the wrong way? I'm not 100% sure. So what are we doing over here? Because this has been working when it was the other way round. We've got the oil. Well, that oil's not going anywhere. But here, when we've got the oil that's coming from the machine opposed from the hydro. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm kind of confused, I have to admit. That I'm pretty sure should be going in there though, like that, and just adding a bit more. It's throughput into there as well. Yes, it should. It shouldn't actually. No, it shouldn't. It should be passing onto this belt. I feel like I need to draw a diagram that isn't a horrible mess of spaghetti. However, this oil is getting shorter, so I guess we'll find out. My prediction, as I say, is that when the oil gets to here, and we've used all of that up, let's do something that involves yellow science, because that'll use a lot of oil and a bit of hydrogen. So if we can find something that uses similar amounts of each, so not you. Let's do another ray transmission efficiency. That's using 800 of each. There we go. That'll get through lots more oil than it will hydrogen, I think. Yeah, so we're at the point now where there's not much hydrogen coming through from. Yeah, I think this should be prioritized the other way, like that. Actually, so this will dribble the little bits of hydrogen along there, and eventually, well, we shall see. We shall see if this goes horribly wrong or not. I sort of feel like I should have a bit of oil in my and hydrogen in my inventory, and I do, so that's good. So I can, if all this fails, I can always bootstrap it again and get it running. Come on, the suspense is killing me. So at the moment we're using hydrogen that is being made from the spare oil, from the oil that's still waiting to come out of these machines. This oil has now nearly come along here. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Push, 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 push. Right, now that's got through there. Yes, yeah, I think you're right, Tristan. Yeah, okay, yes, you're definitely right, actually. Yes, that should go that way. So right, now the oil has got to here. We're now starting to pull in the oil that comes from all the machines, from the main refineries, like this, and we're using that instead, which should mean that these, yeah, as you see, these are now kicking in, and these are starting to run again a little bit, which means they're starting to produce a bit of hydrogen as well, which can then be sent off over to these machines. I said that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're now producing the hydrogen to get this topped up again. And at the point where the hydrogen starts to overflow, which it will sooner or later probably, but at the very least we've got a bit of oil flowing still. So that's the oil supply hasn't been interrupted, the hydrogen supply hasn't been interrupted. So at least something is vaguely working. I have to admit, I'm more convinced that this is set up correctly than I am that this is set up correctly. But I'm sort of cautiously optimistic. We'll see how it goes. But we haven't interrupted either of the supplies yet, so that's at least promising. Oh, that's why it says 27. I've got, yeah, those in my inventory. Let's take those out, put them in science machines over here. I don't want to be holding these. There we go. Yeah, so we do still have an oil supply coming through. That much at least is working. We have a hydrogen supply coming through, so that's kind of working as well. I think this is probably. My gut feeling is that it's okay, but I sort of want to. Tell you what, let's wander away for a bit, and then I can come back and see if things are still working and if things are still happy, without standing around for quite so long. So over here, how is this getting on? We're feeding in here. We've got a couple of thousand, well, 1,200 in here, 958 in there. That's good. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting in the parts here to make the solar sails so that I can go and launch them from a slightly more convenient planet. Yes, I'm using more oil, so I'm not using. Yeah, that does. You're right. It's a bit weird, but I think it should work, and I think it should keep things balanced. And you might be right. The two are supposed to be symmetrical. They're supposed to work in the same way, in that both of them are, in that it's symmetrical in that we're producing both of them, and then we're feeding off to the thing that makes the other one, and then we're trying to use the feed from that as the priority, and then anything else that comes through from the refineries as the lower priority. So both of the two systems should work. So if it works one way round, it should work the other way round, provided I've actually built it properly. I mean, that's a big if, sure, but provided I've built it properly, if it works one way, it'll work the other way. So we should wait and see. Alright, gun is fired up over here. That's great. We are making the... Are you guys happy? Oh, there's a shortage of... Is this glass? There's a shortage of glass coming through for these. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make enough of the parts for the solar sails, because I got fed up of these guns only firing like a small fraction of the time, because there's a... partly because sometimes it's night, and partly because sometimes there's a massive great... gas giant in the way of firing. So I'm taking all the parts off, putting them into the big... into this thing over here. There's a tutorial available. Okay, I should probably read these at some point, but there's a lot of text in there, and I'm not going to do that on stream. yeah, so I'm taking all of the bits and pieces required to make the solar sails away into here. We'll transport them off to the other planet because that one. I talked about this earlier, so this is for anyone who's joined the stream since. But a leaf. So the thing is, there's a couple of problems. Um, a Leafer 2 is at quite a steep angle, or a significant angle anyway. It's got a okay. It's only minus 3.5 degrees, well 3 3/4 degrees, but it's enough of an angle to make this a little bit awkward. So my plan is to go off to and also yeah, the aforementioned gas giant is in the way a lot of the time. So my plan is to go off to a Leafer 3, which is an almost perfectly vertical planet. It's only a mere oh no, that's still 4.5 degrees as well. That's interesting. I thought Leaf 2 was. Oh no no. That's interesting. I could have sworn that this one, yeah, that's much more tilted, isn't it? Oh no, it's only a tiny bit tilted in its orbit, but its orbit is at a crazy inclination. So it's 16. Yeah, okay, right there we go. That makes sense. So this one, um, its orbital inclination is basically 0. Its obliquity, it's slight, but exists. So what I plan to do is come out here and put down all of my guns as close as together as I can on the pole, with the hope that more of them will be able to fire more of the time. If that doesn't work, then worst case I'll stick a load of them around the equator or something like that. But I'm hoping that if I whack them all on the pole, then they'll work nearly all the time. I'm also hoping that if I whack a load of the power receiving dishes on the bottom, they'll work all the time as well if they're put them on the other pole. This remains to be tested, but I think it might be possible to sort of to cheese it slightly because the planets are so small. So that's what I plan to do there, which means I need to build up lots and lots of the guns and lots of the dishes, which I'm doing over here. So we've got this machine here making the dishes. We've got 10 of those. That's probably going to be enough. We've got 10 guns. That's enough for now. So I will then fly off to the other planet, have a bit of a play around with that, and then just try and start launching these things a lot more quickly. So I think now is probably as good a time as any to. Actually, it's not as good a time as any. Let's go and check on the oil again, and then I'll go off and do that, because I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Over here, let's have. Pretty sure it's going to work, but I do want to keep an eye on it. Well, I mean, at the moment, we're just running flat out off this oil, and then over here we're gradually making some of it into hydrogen. So, although we are, I've got the priorities wrong here, then, haven't I? Because we're running off. This is we're running as a priority off the hydrogen made in here. Okay, let's fix this again. So you should actually feed into. What do you mean collide with other objects? Go straight. Oh yeah, up there we go. Just go straight in there. There we go. And now as a priority, if I can click on the damn thing, priority bottom one. Oh, it is prioritized for the bottom one already. Good. So now we will use the hydrogen that comes through the processing system as a priority. And we're keeping that topped up with the oil that's coming from here. So this means now that more of the hydrogen is flowing around to be made into oil. So we'll get. So yeah, we should. Yeah, that's better. I think that's more like it's supposed to be more like the way it's supposed to be working. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Maybe it would have broken when I started to use more hydrogen. I'm not sure. Yes, I think that. Yes, that would have. If I hadn't made that change, I think it would have broken if and when I started to use more hydrogen. But I have to admit, I'm not certain. So, let's grab some titanium from here. That's plastic. Let's put that in here. Let's grab some titanium, there's some, and use that to make some more hydrogen fuel cells. Do I have any hydrogen fuels? Actually, I've got 18 of them already. Let's not bother. Let's try and get rid of some of this nonsense I'm carrying around with me. I've got a load of. Oh, it's too far away. I always end up with so much junk in my inventory. And Tristan's going to be rude to me now, I'm sure, because it's because I know it's because I go around just grabbing things up. Like, actually, let's stand next to this tower because I do want to charge first before I go, and then I'll grab the towers. There we go. Right, it'll charge up reasonably quickly. So right, so now I need to if I'm going off to this other planet, I need to take lots of guns, lots of guns, lots of guns, lots of guns. I need to take I need to take that gun as well. I need to demolish that. And that. I could do with making more glass, but for now I don't think it's actually a problem. So guns, and the power receiving dishes. I'm also going to need a lot of pylons. Should have thought of that before I charged up, because they're all the way over here. Yep, there we go. Obligatory rude comment, as predicted. Pylons are over here, 200 of them. That should be plenty. I'm paranoid about getting not lost, but trapped in space. So I'm going to build that up again, recharge quickly, and then head off to that other planet. So let's spot it. Oh, it's close. That's convenient. It won't take me as long to get there as usually does. Indicator. There we go. Charge. Grab the pylon. Charging pole. There we go. And take off. Which way is the planet? I don't see it. I don't see my indicator line. There's my indicator line. So, off we go to Alifa 3 once again. Not been there for ages. Right, what is it? It's that to point in the right direction, and then that button to boost. I can boost all the way up to 1,000, and then that's my max speed limit, I believe. Am I going to get there before I run out of energy? Yes, I am. Nice. So I might actually be able to do this without needing to burn any fuel at all. Although that said, I'm going to get rid of those just because there's no point in having them. They're just taking up space in my inventory. All right, so it's a nice quick flight this time because I've gone between the two planets when they're actually sensibly close together, which makes a nice change. Oh, it's raining again. Yeah, it really isn't summer anymore. Okay, so bang. Let's go to the pole. I shall walk. Yeah, I won't walk there. Because if I go right up to the pole, my theory is that if I put down one of the energy receivers here, boom, I hope, depending on the inclination of the planet, admittedly, it's going to work all of the time. And so now I've got power here. Let's also put down these. I'm only going to be able to charge at 6 megawatts or whatever it is these things receive, but 1 megawatt apparently. That's a bit feeble. I was hoping it'd be a bit better than that. I wonder if that's an inclination thing. Does it? Yeah, maybe it does a little bit. I'm not sure. It looked a lot different earlier when I was flying? No, I don't know. Right, I was hoping this would be able to pull in a lot more power than this. Oh, it's got 2 megawatt. Maybe. I sound like a Minecraft villager. Generation capacity 21 megawatts, 30% satisfaction. Okay, so yeah, we do need a lot more. That's going to help a bit, I think. 2.3. Yeah, okay, it helped a little bit. There's one of my ships going over to deliver the bits and pieces we need. Right, so what I need to do... Oh, did I bring any construction machines? I nearly forgot that. I brought one assembly machine. Great, I needed more than that. Or is it because I'm in a polar area? Maybe that's why. Okay, so let's put down a gun and see what happens for this. So I put down one of these. Like that. And give it some power. Like that. Is that powering? Good. Do I have any other things you need? I do. Excellent. I want you to put them... Let's start on orbit number 2 for fun. Are you going to tell me you can never fire because of the angle? For orbit 1. Right, okay. So this is this has failed phenomenally. Because my hope was that this was going to be able to fire all of the time, but instead it's able to fire none of the time. I mean, come on, the gun barrel is pointing in basically the right direction. That's quite annoying. Okay, so we'll scratch this plan and we'll head down to the equator because it clearly hasn't worked. In fact, let's head over this way so we can share power with these buildings over here as well. That's a real shame. I was hoping that it was going to be able to just work all of the time because it was on the pole and it would be able to just essentially fire horizontally. That's grumble, 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 grumble. Okay, so let's try that again. We'll put down the power receiver. Now, which of these lines is the equator? I think it's probably this one. I mean, it doesn't really matter exactly. I have no idea. Oh, actually, there's my latitude and longitude at the bottom of the screen. Okay, cool. So this is the equator. Did I leave a power pole behind? Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, I probably did. Oops. Oh well. Right, so that goes there. That's pulling in power. So let's stick another power pole in like that to, to link them together. Right, and now, presumably, if I put one of my guns down here, like that, obviously going to need another pylon. So at least now it is data. Oh, actually, no. Let's get rid of that one, so that the power being used by these guns, this gun doesn't slurp all of the power that's being used by the mining system over there. Right. So you, yeah, sure, have some of those. Put them into orbit 1. Shoots up like that. Why are you not happy? What is wrong with you? You're pointing straight up in the air? That makes me assume that where is the planet? Where is the sun at the moment? Okay, why is that not firing? It's on the correct side of the planet. It could be a power issue. I could believe that, but no, it's got its power, but it's complaining about the pitch angle. Is it too high? The guns can only fire in a very very small. Rage. Let's see when sunset happens. Let's see if it suddenly starts firing. 7978. Because actually, this isn't an insurmountable problem. If it has an issue where it can't shoot upward, where it can't shoot horizontally and it can't shoot vertically, then I'll just put them round, I don't know, around the Tropic of Capricorn or no, Capricorn, Cancer, whichever is the north. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so I think it's obviously too high, or presumably too high. So I'm sort of waiting for this to come down a bit so I can see. If it gets to 45 degrees and it still won't fire, then yeah. I mean, actually, to be fair, the gun doesn't look as if it can lift up anymore, so it's probably yeah. There we go. Oh, right, yes. So it is. That is the problem. Right, okay. Question answered. Let's now head over to about 45 degrees on the planet, I think. Right, so here, I reckon this is where it should be able to fire basically all of the time. So let's have attempt number 3. I'm 45 degrees south rather than north, but I don't actually care. I don't think that matters. Let's go here because the grid is slightly friendlier. Let's put that there. We put that there. And we put a pylon between them. And then we give this some ammunition. I said we give this some ammunition. Oh, we need to choose an orbit as well, don't we? Right. There we go. So that will be in the sky half the day, basically. Yeah, 60 degrees. So right, there we go. So that's fine. So what I need now, how many belts did I bring with me? Not enough, I bet. 190. No. So what I want to do now is have some belts coming out from this thing, carrying the well, actually no, I want to have a very short belt coming out of here that goes to an array of these machines that are going to make the solar sails and then whack them onto a belt that goes around the entire known world. So this is going to be coming out like that and like how do I want to filter it. Oh, there we go. There's a filter button. Okay, so here we want to request in, what was it? It was these things and these things. Should be able to transport those. Oh, wait. I know what the problem is here. I need to have spaceships that are assigned to this end in order to be able to get the stuff. Oh, okay. Well, that's not the end of the world because I've run out of I haven't brought enough belts with me, so we'll take that out there. I'm going to need to go run back and forth anyway, just in order to get all. Why are you being difficult? What the hell? Come on, game. Stop being difficult with me. No, get rid of that. Have it come out of the other port. Why is that not right? Okay, start there. What are you doing? Oh, or is it the four sides have to be? Huh? Oh, okay. Remote supply, remote demand, remote demand. Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. Yes, fantastic. Boop. Right. So belt. Take a belt. Why can I not bring? Do you have to? How does this even work? So there's three outputs on each side of it, but they don't seem to be able to do. You don't seem to be able to put different things out of the different sides. So I've put a belt in there. No, wait, what? I don't understand. I don't seem to be able to set unless, or do I actually have to bring the other thing out? But if I have to bring the other one out the other side of here, I suppose I was going to say, what's the point? Oh, what's the point in having 5 things? But then I guess you could deliver more by just having more belts passing stuff into it. Not sure. That seems a bit weird. We'll delete that and move it in a bit closer because there's no point in having it further away than it needs to be. So I want a production building. I want my final assembly plant, which is a bit of an oops, but I'll make some more of those in a bit. Right, and you are to make solar sails. Yeah, but it wouldn't let me have another one coming out of the next port along from there. I couldn't have another thing coming out from here. Oh no, oh, I can. All right, no, I was just failing then. All right, never mind. It was just apparently I don't know. Apparently I can't play this game or something. And this comes along here and out along here to about 45 degrees. Collide. What other objects am I colliding? Oh, okay. To here, say. Where are my bots? Oh, they've all flown off to do those bits of belts, so they're not doing the nearer ones. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. It can go round. That's fine. I don't actually care about a little bit of inefficiency there. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Okay, so here you're going to need power. That's fine. There's probably going to be just about enough power here. If there isn't, I apologise, but I shall be fixing that later. So now we have in, out. Right. So that'll start making the solar sails. We then pass them up here like this. Then we take our remaining 63 belts and we just bring them all the way around this mahusively long thing like that. Let's then pick up all of these because they're in. Well, actually, yeah. Let's pick up all of these and just start again in the slightly closer. So over here, we can now put in... I'm arbitrarily putting all of the things in here. I don't think it actually matters. It's possible I'd be better off putting the power receivers on. No, actually, it probably wouldn't be better off putting on the equator, I don't think, based on the limited amount I know about this game. I'm running out of core energy. That's okay. I'm going to sort of wait until basically wait until the sun comes up, and then sort of deal with it then. So now I want to put in the that like that, and a power pylon. We'll put the pylons on this side, shall we, just to be different and weird. And I'll put these down and charge the mech up a bit. In fact, I was going to say I could put some more of these down, but I'm not sure that's actually going to help. Let's try anyway. See if they can pull it. Yeah, if they're pulling in about 1.3 megawatts each, then that's going to charge it up a little bit quicker. They're still pulling in 1.3 each? No, it's dropped down to 1 now because I don't have enough. What do you call them? It's yeah, orbit 1. There we go. Boom. Boom. Right. Okay, so that's the sort of the very basic proof of concept is working. I know these aren't going to fire all the time. I'm okay with that basically. We'll just put them in sort of the little pairs like this as we go. But yeah, the next thing I need to do is go back to the home planet and pick up a load more belts and some more assembly plants, because I'm going to need a lot more than one feeding these out, based on the fact that one of those seems to be about right for 2 of these, and I'm planning to put them. Well, how many have I got? I've got 12, a 13th one there, so I'm going to have a decent number of them. At least that's the hope. So I'm going to need to put these basically all the way around the planet. Let's pick that up. There we go. Orbit 2 is the second one I built. So I had, if we go in here, I've got Orbit 1 is the default one that you get at the start of the game, and then I was sort of playing around with some of the options. I thought, well, let's put Orbit 2 in at 90 degrees to that, just for fun. And I haven't put any solar sails in that orbit yet. So eventually I'll have a few more. So let's see if I've got. How many of these guns do I want to put in? So obviously it's 360 degrees in going all the way around the planet. If I put them in every 30, that's 12. So okay, we've got one here at 62. So let's put in another one at 30 or 90, depending which way I'm walking. 30, so about here. Have I got that? No, I've got that in the wrong place. It's close enough. The inserters will be able to manage that. 30, so 0 will be the next one. There's obviously this big line here. I've got the belt coming around on that line. Let's put that. And then where am I? Oh, there I am. 30. 60. This line. Obviously that one's 90. This is now turning Dyson Sphere program into a walking simulator, but why not? Okay, this one. Doesn't have to be precise at all. I'm just trying to get it about a reasonable spread of them around the planet, and then I'll also go in and put one solar receiver, one energy beam receiver in with each one of these. I should also be going around putting in the pylons, of course, as well. I have sort of not done that, so I'm going to have to walk all the way around the planet again, which is a little bit silly because walking around a planet is not the not the most exciting thing I've ever done. 150. 120. That. And then finally, is there another one? I can't remember. Yes, there's going to be another one at 90. There. Not there. There. Okay, let's charge the mech up, and I'll go back and restock on all the bits and pieces I'm going to need for this job. But the basic plan seems to be essentially working. We've got enough of these. We've got these sort of drifting through gradually. Very, very gradually. But if there's guns all the way around the planet firing them off into space, then hopefully that'll mean we don't run out too quickly. So let's pick up all of these and then go around putting in pylons. What's that connected to? It's connected to one of those. Don't connect to those. I don't know what because I'm going to take them away later, and I don't want to cause problems with that. It's a little bit annoying that you can't click and drag with these things. Some things you can click and drag, but these are not one of those things. So, is that close enough to power it? No, I'm putting down the wrong types of pylons. Oh, for goodness sake, Laurence. Sort it out. I don't actually know the answers to any of these questions. I would assume or expect that a closer orbit means they get more power, but you can't fit as. I would assume it means you get more power, but you can't fit as many in. But that would make them obviously better because it's that way it's cheaper and you get more power from it. So I don't really know. Is that going to be close? Yes, that's close enough. Yeah, I want to be able to click and drag in order to build these, but the game won't let me. Which is a bit of a shame. But they seem to be just about. I'm getting them in just about close enough to the things to power them. I think. Yeah, I think that red. Yeah, this one's good. This one's not plugged in. That's an insufficient power, so that's okay. And I think I worked out that each one of the beam receivers should be, at least when it's got enough of the swarm firing beaming at it, should be capable of easily powering 2 of these. So if I put in twice as many as there are, if I put them in the same numbers, then we should be okay, and it should just work TM, I think, or there should be plenty of power. Probably should have used some sort of blueprinting for this that have to put down the guns and the power pole, and I put that one in the wrong place. Never mind, it'll still be out of the way. To put down the guns, the power poles, and the belt, and the what else is there? Oh yeah, and the receivers that are going to go with each one, rather than going around and doing each one individually. That would have been far more sensible. But oh well. Hindsight 2020 and all that. And doing this manually, I don't know. Doing this manually is a silly way to do things, but I think I've got to the point where I think I'm nearly there, so I feel like I might as well just finish it off. No, I'm actually not that nearly there, but I don't know how much easier it would be to do it in a better way. Also, I'm still not familiar with the blueprint system. I have seen that it exists, but I haven't used it, so I don't know whether it's actually going to be any good or not. That goes there. And these poles have missed this one completely. That one. I was concentrating too hard on where I was putting the poles and not on whether the poles are actually going to be doing, you know, what they're actually there for. Yeah, I'll sort it out when I go around again. That one's just about close enough. Yeah, I think it's quite possible. In fact, I think it's more than possible. I think it's quite likely that there are somewhere I've missed because when I started looking, yeah, this one, for example, would miss completely, so I'll have to put in an additional one like that. Oh, nearly there. Right, there we go. And now more of these. One of these sort of next to each, more or less next to each one. Did it? Oh well, I'll go around and sort that out later because I'm doing this bit now. I might as well just drop these down on the pylon beforehand, actually. Oh dear, I'm really running out of fuel now. Yeah, let's charge up a little bit because I don't want to actually run out of fuel. See how much power we can get from this thing. Now, generation capacity. I don't know where this is for. This might be, oh, it's for the whole system. So and even Leaf 3 isn't going to be that useful because I've just put down a load of extra, because there's 2 separate power grids on this planet. But I'm getting charged up gradually, so you know that's a start. The thing I'm rather aware of is that this isn't going to be particularly effective. We're going to have a bit of a shortage of power for these things until I get a lot more solar sails launched. So it's going to struggle to get itself going. Basically, I think is the problem. 20 to 30%. Now I'm fairly sure I've done better than that. I mean, you might be right. I have to admit I'm not certain, but I thought I'd done quite a lot better than that. Let's burn a couple of these fuel cells. Right, I'm going to go back to the home planet, I think, and get this and get all the extra belts I need to get this sorted out, and the extra assembly machines. Whoop. Alifa 2. No, not label. Indicator. That's the one. Where is it? Over there. Oh yeah, so of course there. I saw it. They are clearly working because I'm getting shot at. Basically, not to put too fine a point on it. Let's run away from the blue laser blasts that are flying past me at an alarming rate. I'm pretty sure they can't hit. Oh, click on a pylon. Okay, so I didn't know that worked. All right, I'll check that out next time. Right, okay. So Alifa 2, back over there. Get the I should have thought that I was going to need a lot more belts and brought them with me. Thing is, it's stacking up to 600, I think, in the chest, and I'm aware that it might need a bit more than 600 to go all the way around there. So I can at least while I'm over there, I can check out the oil and see what's going on there with the oil and hydrogen processing. Find out if we've got sensible amounts of both of them. That planet. Let's try not to run into. Oh, we're going to have the gravitational interference from Alifa 1, aren't we? Oh well. Yeah, I don't know if you can be hit. I mean, it'd be interesting to go around to fly out there into the Dyson Swarm and sort of fly around there and see if I can bump into any of them. What would be really handy would be to have a beam receiver on the mech, so I can gather the power that's being generated by those things over there, and use it myself for my own flying purposes, and just stop it. That would completely remove all of my power issues, I think. I suppose technically, actually, I could have issues if it was during the night if I was flying around a lot, but then it'd be and using the bots a lot. But then it basically just be a case of wait until the morning, and then the mech would immediately charge up again. Where morning in this context could be morning as far as the positioning of the Dyson Swarm goes. I was gonna say what's that, and then I realised it was I could see the spaceships or the logistics ships round the tower, but I couldn't see the rest of it. Right, I left some charging things down here, didn't I? Yes, but not over here. I don't know where they are. I'm going to run out of fuel or energy or something. Probably over here, because this is where I was working. Yes, there's one. And there's 2 more over there. Right, let's grab those. Get some more juice in the mech. There we go. Grab them and put them back down over here. So, Do you think you're supposed to? The game expects you to have these things scattered all over your base, so basically wherever you are, you're always being charged by them, or are you expected to sort of keep grabbing them and just carry them around in your pockets to make sure and then drop them down when you need to charge up? I'm still not 100% sure about that. I have not noticed the blobs in the circle at the bottom being what I'm going to hit. I shall try and look at that when I'm on my way back out to the other planet. Oh, it's too far away. Alright, let's go and modify that first. So you, actually... 5 stacks, please. Okay, and looking over here... Close that. Looking over here, we seem to have oil and hydrogen. They're both stationary at the moment. We don't have any demand because we're not doing any science. Yeah, the fuel cells. I like to have the fuel cells for sort of space-related emergencies, but I'd rather have. But I'd rather run off electricity from the bus generally. Oh, so that's true. They connect over a longer distance, don't they? So yeah, maybe running those round the perimeter of the planet would have been a more sensible way to do it. Yeah, that's a fair point. Energy circuit. What does this do? Oh, okay. That's how fast you can charge from burning fuel. Yeah, don't care about that. Drone engine, solar cell. I'll push on the solar sail things for now. Sort of cargo stack. Oh, nice. Turns them into stack inserters. Oh, but only for the Mark III. No, okay. Yeah, I don't care about that so much. Right, fully charged. So I need to go and get some more assembly machines. That's these gubbinses. And 660 to 700 or so when you include the ones I've got at the other end. Do you think that's going to be enough? This is really running low on iron. There's only less than 2,000 left in it. I mean, I do have another 2 iron mines feeding the voracious appetite of my factory, but still, the fact that one of these is about to run out is quite spectacular. I suppose when it does run out, I move it slightly forwards, and it can pick up the 11,000 from these veins as well. But yeah, or the 10,000 from these 2. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting that I've nearly run out of one of the initial ore patches I was using. I think I'm going to assume that 700 belts is going to be enough, and if not, then I can always fly back again. It's not exactly a hardship or a difficulty to fly from one planet to the other anymore. Right, so yeah, let's not prevaricate about and let's just get that done. So we've got a bit more of a distance between the planets now. So let's go. I don't have a blue line. Let's just get going and find. Oh, there it is. Okay. Woo! Quick orbit the planet, and there we go. That way, please. There we go. And thrust. Vroom. Might as well go flat out. No reason not to, I don't think, because it only uses like 2/3 of my fuel to get up to that speed. Infinite total energy consumption of 1 terajoule. Nice. I mean, that is quite a lot of power. Good. Infinite Factory 2. I mean, I'm assuming that's going to be an infinite number of achievements that just sort of gradually go up by a factor of 10 each time or something like that. But the fact that it's called Infinite Factory number 2 seems like a little bit silly. Yeah, so oh, circle at the bottom right in the middle there. Okay. So that's showing. Well, at the moment it doesn't show me very much. It just shows me there is something in my path, but I guess I'll as I get closer to it, it'll probably show me more useful information. I see I'm now starting to spot other stars and getting information about them. I think I might have been getting that already, actually, but yeah, it's certainly interesting to note. Yeah, so I've got the 2 blobs on the radar down in the bottom center, showing that planet and presumably that planet. And that one's creeping closer to the edge, so let's try and hit this one. Yep, that's getting bigger and bigger as I approach. And shoot, land. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Oh, no way. Right, so I want to go this way. Let's head up here, see how everything's getting on. where's the? I might well have gone the wrong way. Yeah. So as you're saying, some of these. How's that out of? How is that out of range? That's ridiculous. Just put it a bit closer then, I suppose. Right. Here's my belt, and I put that in the way of it as well. For goodness sake, Laurence. I bet that means I put them all in the way of it. Yes, my core energy is very low. Let's put down a charging. Let's find the charging pylons that I left on this planet, because apparently I'm incapable of doing anything properly. Where did I put... Did I leave them on this planet? I'm sure there are a couple that I left on this planet. You know what? I think we're going to burn some hydrogen fuel cells. Where are they? There they are. Grr. As I go around, hopefully I'll find them, but yeah, that's annoying. Power. There we go. Right. I guess this means I'm sort of ground-based for now. Just we'll go for a walk. The bots seem to go at about the same speed as I walk at, so that's nice. Right, and here we need to then put in. Now that I'm here, I can start putting in the with this. I can start putting these things in the sorters to load them up with the ammunition they're using. Hooray! Solar cells last longer. Now I'm hoping, I'm sort of expecting the solar sails to be in a sort of position at the moment where they're decaying as fast as I'm placing them or launching them, because I've been launching them at about the same rate for, well, I had been launching them at about the same rate for quite a long time. So yeah, getting that research in there means they'll last a bit longer. Everything will be a bit. Everything will work a little bit better for a bit longer. That's going to have the same problem again here, isn't it? But, yeah. I bet I put all of these things in the wrong place. And yeah, there's another one without power as well. So, as you were saying, I've got a lot of them in the that just aren't being powered properly. So let's give some power like that, and some ammunition like that. Bloop. And when that's placed, then we get the solar cells rolling around there, and we can start firing them. Over here, this one's actually correct. Oh, and I've run out of power again. Jeez, those things don't last very long. I thought I'd brought. I don't know. I thought I'd left. No, I thought I'd left a couple on this planet, but apparently I can't find them, so that's not much use. Am I forgetting the inserters? I'm remembering some of the inserters. No, I put that one in. That one's firing. This one's firing. Oops, not there. Okay, yeah, there. It didn't. Good. Yeah, then maybe they are partway around the planet. I'm not sure. We'll see if. Oh yeah, here they are. Awesome. I'll stand in here and charge up a little bit. Hello. Plus, can has power. Can has very small amounts of power apparently. Yeah, this whole system is not capable of self-sufficiency yet. All right. While I'm just standing here, waiting for it to develop the idea of some electricity, I'll have a look around. So that one's that one's got one. That one's got one. That one hasn't. Okay. All right. There is one. There's one I've missed. There's one that's working. There's one that's short of power, and that's as far as I've got. Okay. So I did miss one. You're quite right. This one here is missing one. I'll have to come back around and get that one. firing range, I'm sure. Alright, let's just do that. Let's do as much as I can then. Right, I'm gonna keep moving. And that'll mean, hopefully, when I'm not trying to charge up my mech all the time, there'll actually be enough power to run all the guns. But we shall see how that goes. Obviously, this one isn't being run because there's no pylon near enough to it. So, there we go. And you're going to need an inserter. And then we're going to need a lot more belt. You haven't got. Hang on, you haven't got a receiver. What's going on here? You're supposed to have one of these things. In fact, so you've got one. You're supposed to have one of these. There we go. Place like that. I know it's in the dark, but you know, eventually eventually there'll be light round here. And we'll put in an inserter there. And I think we should probably have another recharging break, to be honest, because it's complaining at me quite a lot. Right, put down some more belt while we're waiting. So give the bot something to do. Granted, it uses up more power, and it probably uses up more power because they're flying further than they would be otherwise. But oh well. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I only missed one because I did go around and look, and then afterwards I was being a bit more careful about it, or at least trying to be a bit more careful about it. So let's see how we. Okay, so we've got a demand of 18 megawatts, and we're supplying a power of 5 megawatts. Okay, that's a little feeble, to be honest, but it's a good question. I suppose I'm going to have to go around again and look at all the guns. This one is firing. This one is, yeah, that one says orbit 1 on it. That one says orbit 1. Yes, I think I did program all the guns. I'm not quite sure when. Maybe I did a copy paste or something like that, because they do seem to all be firing. They do seem to all the ones within sight are programmed. So apparently. And another inserter over there. This charging process takes a long time. I need a lot more power. I mean, that was the whole point of all of these things, of course, was to get me a lot more power, but they're all running at 25% effectiveness. So, yeah, I think all the ones I've set up so far seem to be fine. I don't know why that says it's not got power. I'm pretty sure that pylon is close enough. Let's try that. See if it helps. There we go. Okay, now it's happy. Right, I've got half mech power. That'll do for now. Let's go for a walk. This is reasonably good for my soil pile. It's not a particularly hilly planet, but oh no, I'm getting sort of like 1s and 2s and 3s at a time from this. It's not actually that good for my soil pile. Yeah, I get through it a lot faster than that. I noticed it was flickering over there. Oh, there's a 400 in there. That was a bit better, but yeah, still not. I missed the inserter for that one. I'll go back in a second. And apparently the power connection for it as well. I'm gonna say I don't even. Now my next ponderance is how effective is the construction of the ammunition for these things? Is it running fast enough to keep all the guns going at the moment, or yeah, I have run out of items. I was afraid that was going to happen. I was hoping that 700 belts would be enough, and it very nearly was. That's practically got there. Oh, I'll harvest a few of the spares because this is basically I've basically done it. I also forgot to put down one of these here and one of them there. Right, you're happy, apart from it being night. You're yeah, I'm literally one piece of belt short. That's ridiculous. It might depend on the planet. Maybe some planets are more positive than others, and others are more negative. Ooh, that wasn't what I meant to press. That one. There we go. That goes there. That goes there. And we're finished. Woo! Apart from that one that I missed. But most importantly, I have now got enough. I had enough belts, just very, very just. So we should find that this is basically firing with several guns, pretty much all of the time. At least that's my hope. I think the limiting factor is presumably going to be how quickly they can recharge their internal batteries. Yes, because we've got a little lightning bolt on there at the moment. Now, some of it is going to be struggling because I'm pulling a lot of the power into my mech at the moment, so that's definitely not going to be helping. We seem to have a decent flow of the solar sails going around, though. I was going to look to see if the line was getting longer or shorter. They're getting through the Oh, this one isn't working at all. Oh no, it is. Yeah, they're getting through all of the guns that are currently firing, so it probably means it's enough. The question is, will it be enough when when we've actually got enough power and the guns are firing a bit quicker? We'll find out about that in a moment, of course. But it won't be too difficult to expand this later if I need to just put a few more machines on the end. Granted, it'll require me to find some extra belts, but I can reclaim a few by getting rid of this mistake from earlier. There's a few spares here, a few spares here. I can definitely get this running a little bit faster if I need to. The other question is, how is the supply of the intermediaries for this? So we've got 1,000 of the purples and 1,800 of the other things. None of them are being brought over at the moment, so that suggests we've exhausted the supply at the other end. So I think I might need to when I head back over to the original planet, I'm going to need to boost that a bit. But generally, I think this is quite nice. I'm quite pleased with the basic effect of it. Now that we're getting a lot, and hopefully now that we're getting a lot more solar sails into orbit, we can receive a lot more beam power, and therefore everything should work a lot better. The beam receivers can do two things. They can both generate power, and they can also generate photons. So presumably, if you switch over to photon generation mode, then little boxes of photons will come out of the out of the item tunnels on them. Yeah. So, oops. Yes, it's one of those weird things where in Dyson Sphere program anything can be put in a little box. This gun's about going to be ready in a moment. Start firing, I think. Oh, the mech's charged. Awesome. How are we doing for power? Ah, there we go. Power is now. That looks like power is okay, I think. We're not getting a huge amount of power from that one, but it's in a silly place. What about... by silly place, I mean it's in the dark at the moment. Megawatt and a half. Megawatt and a half. Maybe that's the best I can do at the moment. Is 1.4 megawatts from because of the number of these I've got compared to the number of receivers there are that are demanding the power from them. However, yeah, we are. I don't know which of the. Right, okay. So blue means it's okay. So the bottom number is the supply, the top number is the demand, presumably. So we are currently okay. We have enough power coming in. I don't know why it went up to. Now we don't have enough power. So presumably that's down a little bit to the exact positioning of the ray receivers, and when one stops working and before the next one starts working. I guess. Interestingly, given that it's getting closer to midday at the moment, I'm slightly surprised that's gone down to 1.3. Although maybe that could be the sort of the yeah, maybe this sort of slight fluctuation is again how many of them are seeing it. So now it's gone up to 1.6, presumably because there's one of the other receivers now can't see the stuff another one can. So yeah, I think this is presumably working. Now let's see if I can if I go to the Dyson Sphere. So we've got, how do I? Oh, okay. So yeah, so there we go. These are the ones that are getting a bit old and are about to die. This is where I started launching them a lot faster. This is where there was a gap because I was going off to a different planet, I think, and had removed the gun, or maybe this is. So yeah, you can see that I'm firing them out a lot faster than I was before. So there's now presumably a lot more up there. But because I've put a lot more receivers down, we've actually dropped to 26% satisfaction, which fits with about 1.5 megawatts I was seeing from each solar sail. Oh, and there's my total number of solar cells as well. We've hit 1,000 of them. Nice. A Dyson Swarm, indeed. Now, what I'd quite like to know is how full this this Dyson this orbit is, and how many how many solar sails can I put into the orbit here before it starts to cause problems.
The amount of your solar sails has
Ah,
reached a certain scale, and they have formed a Dyson Swarm around the star. You should be able to clearly see it right now.
yeah, okay, I've worked that
To
much out,
receive
thanks,
such
mate.
energy, you have built a ray receiver to absorb the transmission, where Dyson Swarm can generate power simultaneously. Every
I can't
solar
get rid of him. Oh, yes, I can. Right, yeah, he's pointing out stuff that I already know, so get lost. I don't know why that's. You know, the total number is going up, so I don't know why the satisfaction is going down. And the generation capacity is going up as well. Um, generation dinosaur. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if there's a limit to the number I can put into this orbit. I'm sort of tempted to go around and tell them all to start firing at orbit 2 just to create another one. That's this one. I don't know whether but then I might have trouble receiving power from some of those, given that given whether. No, I don't think I should, because I think I'm far enough away that I'd probably be able to see down to the bottom of here. Yeah. Let's start. Hang on. Was orbit 2 further in or further out? I forget. So we've got 2 was slightly further in. Okay. Let's start launch them to the inner one, and just sort of out of curiosity, see what happens. Ooh, I can change the colour of them. So they're a sort of yellowish colour there. Let's make them sort of my Laurence blue for this one, for the second orbit. Oh no, no, it's. Oh, you can change the existing ones. I was thinking for the second orbit, let's make them blue, and then start launching that, and that'll look even prettier. Okay, so you start going to number 2, and oh, you 2. You know what? Let's fly. You, you 2, 2, 2. I don't know whether this is going to affect the way how easily whether their effectiveness on launching the things. It certainly changed the angle that was pointing at a bit. I don't think it will, because the sun and all of the orbits we're firing at are in more or less the same direction because the planet is far enough out that they're all in basically the same place. Ah, that's the one that didn't have an inserter, I think, because it didn't have any solar sails in it. I'd almost forgotten I needed to fix that. In fact, I had forgotten I needed to fix that, and then I reminded myself when I saw it. So you're on orbit 2, great. You do orbit 2. Right, I think that's a lot. I think this one's already on orbit 2, because I'm pretty sure I started at the end. Yes, I did. Excellent. Right, charge back up again from all that power I used. Okay, so now we should see, if we now look out at the solar system view again, we should see, yes, there we go. We're starting to build up a second Dyson Swarm around it on a slightly different orbit. So maybe then what I should be doing now, what I should do now, is set up another ring of guns on this planet. Maybe with once this has got established to the point that we're producing plenty of power, I could then start. Excuse me. I could then put another ring of guns on the planet. Or no, actually no, I could just put more and more guns in the existing ring on the planet because it's already there. Now, interestingly, this seems to be turning into a bit of a spiral. Oh, no, 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 it isn't. They're just coming in at a funny angle and then immediately adjusting their direction of travel, which is kind of unrealistic, but never mind, it's a computer game. Look at how many are streaming out. That's brilliant. No limit to size of the swarm. Okay, so if there's no limit, what's the point in having multiple orbits that you can put them into? Oh well. Right, so I've got plenty of power now, I think. What sort of efficiency are you guys? Not you. All right, let's try and find that. Okay, so the efficiency isn't. Sorry, the satisfaction is back up again. It's back up at 37%. I'm not sure I've seen it much higher than about 30 something percent, but the generation capacity is shooting upwards. Let's see. Oh, I'm already doing the research into ray transmission efficiency. It's apparently going slowly because I've got this thing popped up here telling me that my research speed is too slow. Oh yeah, I need to read that at some point. I'll do that later. Let's head back to the home planet because this is working. I believe we've got. Actually, let's quick check the map. Make sure we are producing the solar sails fast enough. Yes, we are. This is advancing around the planet, so we've got loads of those. Yeah, true. I mean, style, yes, to make it pretty is a pretty good reason. As I was saying earlier, this is a prettier game than Factorio. I will admit that. I'm going to pick these up again though because I had so much trouble finding them last time on the other planet. Yeah, it is very pretty. So I think that's probably a large part of it, and the fact that you can make them in different colours as well. It'll be interesting to watch the orange one sort of slowly disappear and disintegrate over the next 10-15 minutes or however long it takes, as they sort of slowly wear out and fall out of the sky. No, just stop working. Yeah. Right, let's go back. Sail. There we go. That way, please. Thank you. And boost. And again, yes, we've got the sort of the anti-aircraft gunfire of the all the solar sails being launched from behind me. Right. Not far to go. Right, so when I get back, I can have a look at the production rate of the various resources that are being used to make the solar sails. Make sure they're being shipped out fast enough, because I'm pretty sure they're not. And I think at some point we're going to run out of the photon combiners and the uh, graphite sheets, whatever they're called. The yeah, the Bucky sheets. They're not called Bucky sheets, but I'm going to call them Bucky sheets because they basically are the carbon things. Um, yeah, I suppose the target circle. Yeah, that's true. The target circle does point quite nicely at the yeah. Oh, so if I go over to cool. Yeah, they do look like they're yeah. They're each one is an individual dot on the screen. Whether they don't actually look like solar sails from here, but they do. But they are, yes, very visibly an individual dot for every single one I've got out there, which is quite cool. And if yeah, maybe if I fly over there, they'll actually look like solar sails rather than just orange dots in space. I'll probably do that at some point when I've got a bit more sort of when it's a bit easier to make my mech fly around space. Why is its engines burning? It's just drifting through space at the moment. How's not to reason why. Uh, Planet. Right, where do I want to land on the planet? That's my question. Ooh, there. Bang. Yes, I could see the. You can't see the buildings until you get very, very close, but you can see the ships that are on your launch pad tower. So if you spot them, then you know that's a good place to actually land. Right. Okay. Where am I? Where was I? What was I going to do? Right. Yeah. First thing was look in here. What sort of numbers have we got? We've got very few of each of these. These are coming in much too slowly. So, where are they being made? They're being made. No? Maybe? What? Oh, they're being made right here. Okay, gotcha. Oh, I'm going to need more belts. That's going to be the first thing if I'm going to expand this at all. And I'm going to need to recharge the mech as always. Yoink. Oh, and I'm going to need more more chemical plants as well. And I'll probably find I need more energetic carbon as well. Okay, Ave. Thanks for joining. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. It sounds like you have. Yeah, actually it's a long day for me tomorrow as well. So for me as well, I have to actually go into the office tomorrow, and I need to be there for 9 a.m., which is a bit depressing. So yeah, I should probably try and get an early night and stop playing relatively soon. You've got sulfuric acid as well. Okay. So yeah, I think I probably won't carry on for much longer. I certainly will stop at 11, if not before, and that's in 15 minutes. So yeah. Won't be much more of this, but thank you for coming along. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you were able to make it. It's good to have lots of people to talk to, and I'll see you on Monday for the what's name for the Factorio stream, and of course there'll be all the other videos for you to enjoy in the meantime as well. And I've run out of power, and now my mech's really slow, and I can't build stuff because my mech's run out of power and is really slow on. Bloody hell. I don't, but unfortunately my boss's boss does. No, don't build those. Build the ones right next to me. I need these. There we go. Yeah, it's not... I would, because I'd run out of fuel all the time. I'd have to keep acquiring fuel to burn in the mech. Yeah, I don't really believe in 9 a.m., but unfortunately other people do, and it's not my choice, put it that way. So yeah, there's a full day of presentations and things and whatnot tomorrow, which is going to be, I don't know, probably a little dull, but maybe some of it'll be okay. Oh, there we go. And there's some sort of event happening afterwards as well, so there'll probably be some drinks and things. So maybe that'll make it worthwhile, and probably hopefully some sort of interesting nibble foods and things like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then after that, I need to head straight off to the Playhouse for a dress rehearsal. Not that I'm actually in this show, but I will be doing the photos for it, so I need to be around for that. Oh, the sulfuric acid goes the other way. That means I'm going to need to make another one of the at the back of here. So extend that, and that, and that. Then I can put one of these in, and hopefully, if I put this all the way down here, it's going to produce the acid sufficiently quickly for it to supply all of the buildings around here. Obviously, I'm going to need to power them. Let's do that as well while I'm here. Yes and no. I mean, yes, true. It would be faster to grab fuel from the box. Yes, I can't argue with that. But it would be another thing that I have to worry about doing and having and maintaining and all that sort of thing. So, and it's going to be another thing that uses up resources. Whereas this is just using free energy because all my energy is coming from solar or wind power. So it's the energy is free. So it feels like I might as well just use that. Why are you not doing things? Oh, I haven't put the inserters in. Hurrah! 10%, minus 10% dissipation. So right now that should make all of my solar gubbinses suddenly work much more efficiently. I should get now another 10% on the on all of my solar power, everything's. So does that mean if I go over here now, my satisfaction was jumped up to 47%? I was hoping it would be a bit more than that, but I suppose I'm only going to gain 5% from improving 40% by 10%, ish. But this is still going up steadily, so that's quite nice. You can see the steady rate that I'm launching the solar sails at here. So basically, as long as this is at this sort of level, then well, this is going to. Yeah, I'm going to get quite a lot more, but as I say, I'm still a bit worried that I'm going to run out of power. Why are you still not working? What have you not got? Coal. Oh, there's another inserter missing on the other side. I thought I put all of these in as part with the. I thought I copy and pasted all of these, so they should have put them all in, but maybe I got it wrong somehow. Right, so now we're making the... Oop. Yeah, that's the other good point. I'd stop running. I'd stop remembering to grab the fuel as well. Well, I might or I might not, because if I was in theory running on fuel all the time, then I might not have these pylons with me. But I suppose I'd have them there as the emergency backup, I guess, instead of having the fuel there as the emergency backup. I don't know. Is this actually going to need to be? Yeah, this is not running fast, not producing the acid fast enough by the looks of it. Well, that is slowly stockpiling. And now we're not producing carbon fast enough. That's, to be fair, there is a lot of stuff around the base using the carbon, so I'm not surprised we've now started to run out of that. Let's go and find where that's made and improve it. Increase the rate. Here. Okay, well, I guess increasing the rate means just ripping out all of this belt along here and sort of redoing the entire thing. So all of you can go. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to need to put in some more land along here. I'm running a little bit low on that as well. Medium factory power generation of 100 megawatts. Nice. It's nice when you have achievements just sort of rocking up all the time to tell you, say, hey, you're doing stuff. Well done for doing a stuff. And then we'll bring that over here to here, and then down onto here, and this one all the way over here, and then in like that. Oh goodness sake, Laurence. Put them in like that. Is there room for another one? No. And then actually let's just make sure I get this right. There and there and lack of item. Hurrah! Let's go and get some more smelteries. Lack of power as well, because of course there is. Smelteries are being made over here. There they are. That one. I do miss the Factorio construction bots, where you can just put down a load of things and then the bots will come over. It doesn't matter whether you've got them or not. The bots will just come over and do all of the building for you. But then on the flip side, some of the other stuff you get in this game is quite nice. Oops. Like that spaceship that just almost hit me in the face. Okay, that should be a lot more excited carbon now. Energetic, whatever it calls it. Energetic carbon? Energetic graphite. Okay, I was halfway there. I'll carry on calling it excitable carbon probably, because why not? Oh, and there's not enough coal coming in. Oh, that's the problem. There's not enough coal. Because the belt isn't fast enough. And also the mines aren't fast enough, probably. This belt is moving not 100% speed, so if I upgrade this belt, then I will get a bit more through. So how difficult is it to build the better belts? Does the belt count as a building? It does. Okay, so it's stuff I've already got. It's belts plus loads of those turbine engine things. I think I'm probably going to call it a night at this point, because I've got, yeah, as I say, early start tomorrow, and so I need to go to bed. And I've got to the point where I feel like I've made quite a lot of progress, even if there's now it's just a case of going in and filling in a load of the gaps where things aren't running as quickly as I would like them to. And it's just sort of the usual thing where you go and you go, okay, why is this not running fast enough? Oh, it's because there's not enough energetic carbon. Why is that not running fast enough? Because there's not enough coal, and so on. So you just follow it back. So I think I'm going to be able to upgrade that. I'm going to be able to sort all that out reasonably easily next time. And then we'll get the solar up and running in even more so. I'm trying to see where the sun is, so I can say look at my lovely Dyson Swarm, but I can't. But it's night time, so I can't see it. That way it's apparently dawn, but not yet. So yes, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to check out the sponsor, treefoil.be, for all your game hosting needs. Use the code LaurencePlays to get 20% off when you check out. And I'll be back on Monday with the motley crew for some Factorio space exploration with Crastorio 2, and then back here on Wednesday for more Dyson Sphere program, because that's going really well. There'll be a load of videos over the weekend. I think this week there should be Friday, Saturday and Sunday, provided I have the time to make them all. So yeah, loads of videos to watch over the weekend. And well, I'd like to make various other videos, but I just never have time. So we'll see what else happens. Thank you very much for watching. is that everything I need to say? Oh, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I know that 2/3 of you aren't, so or 2/3 of my viewers aren't subscribed, so please make sure you are. It does wonders for the channel's for the channel and on success on YouTube. So yeah, please make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching, and yeah, Monday. See you then.